Waiting for people to come in. Let me know when you are in the building. Let me know when you are in the building. This is an unscheduled stream. Let me know when you're in the building. Anthony Simonelli, Cesar Munoz, Bavid. I did not even title this. That's how upset I am right now. Hold on one second. Matter of fact, let me go in and title this real quick. I wanted to get live as soon as I can. I made a video. YouTube won't upload my video. 1 second, guys. I am so sorry. Let me change the title of this. And we're going to open up the phones in 5 minutes. We're going to open up the phones in 5 minutes. We're going to talk about this. Let me put a title on. Let me put a title on. Odell Beckham has been traded by the New York Giants to the Cleveland Browns. There's your title. I can't believe I'm writing this title the night I go to a movie. The night I go to a movie, the Giants decide to make the biggest trade in franchise history. All right. Hopefully it updates. We're going to open up the phones in 5 minutes. Now, everybody knows, if they've ever watched my channel, everybody knows that I am not the biggest Odell Beckham fan. And for some reason, I keep saying my video will not upload. I don't know why. I made a video, 7-minute video, hasn't uploaded yet. But everybody knows I'm not the biggest Odell Beckham fan. Okay? But what they got for this guy, when you factor in the money they are going to have to eat, is not a fair price. They should have gotten more. A mid-first round pick, a mid-third round pick, and a late first round safety. The 25th overall pick is not enough. It's not enough. However, I am going to take some positives from this. I think some people are just going to look at it negative. We traded Beckham. The world is over. I am going to take some positives from it, and some Giants fans might not want to hear it. We now have $20 million going forward. Not this year. $20 million is off the cap going forward. And you do not win football games, which is what I've been saying since we signed Odell Beckham, paying wide receivers $20 million a year. So now they can use that money to build in the trenches, to get pass rush, to build up that defense. And I am a New York Giants fan. I am not an Odell Beckham fan. And as much as it hurts to see him leave, as talented as a player he is, as Giants fans, we got to move on. And we got to hope that the New York Giants do the right thing. We got to hope that they build in the trenches, that they get the pass rusher, that they draft the quarterback, that they get the right quarterback, that they put the system around them. We can't sulk. We can't sulk and be upset about this. We got to move on. We're New York Giants fans. We're not Odell Beckham fans. So I'm going to open up the lines, guys. I'm going to open up the lines. We're going to be taking phone calls, 914-481-3540, 914-481-3540, hoping that what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris? How's it going, brother?
What's going on, man? Tough day, man. Tough day to be a New York Giants fan today.
I know.
Trading Odell Beckham. What's up, man?
Not much. It's Mike Nixon calling, just so you know.
Yeah, what's going on, Mike Nixon? How you doing, buddy?
I'm trying to hang in there. I'm trying to hang in there, brother. I'm trying to hang in there.
Yeah, as I said, I'm trying to take the positives, and Bedham says it would have been easier if we got more picks. You're absolutely right. Now, the safety we got is talented, and he's still on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
So that's good news, too. We got some draft picks. I think the $20 million is the biggest positive from this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because now we're not paying a wide receiver $20 million a year. We can now use that and get a pass rusher with that money, get an offensive lineman. To my opinion, more important positions that should be getting paid that money. I am never a believer in paying a wide receiver quarterback money, and that's what the Giants did. And I'll go a step further. I'll go a step further to say that the Giants may have very well signed Beckham last year, knowing that if they didn't, they'd never be able to trade the guy if they just let him walk. So they may have signed him knowing in a year or two we were going to trade this guy so we could get something for him. So that may have been what the Giants did.
Right. And you know what? A lot of people are calling me crazy for this. But I could very well see at number 6 the Giants go and draft DK Metcalf.
It's possible. And by the way, Ace, it's $16 million on the dead cap. But I did not leave the movie. I finished the movie. That's why I'm on so late. I put out a video, Bad Dog, and it won't upload on YouTube. So I may have to do it on my phone after. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I tried it on both Safari and Google Chrome. I made an 8-minute video, but it won't upload. But I'm going to try to take some positives from this. That's all I could say. As Giants, if you're a Giants fan right now, you have to move on. You're either an Odell Beckham fan or you're a New York Giant fan. You could sit and sulk and say it's the end of the world. Oh my God, I'm going to stop rooting for the team. This, that, the other thing. I'm not an you never put a player above the team.
The people that say that just make me seem like they're not real fans at all.
Well, I'm not saying anybody's saying that. Okay, I'm not saying.
I'm just saying if any people are thinking that, I just don't think that they're a real fan.
Yeah.
You gotta real fans stick with their team through the tough times and through the good times.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you, and at this point, it is clearly evident what the New York Giants are doing. They're rebuilding. Okay, they are tanking without saying it. Which makes me think that they very well may not take a quarterback this year. They may wait till the following year, knowing they're going to finish probably with a top 5 pick in a draft where there are supposed to be more talented quarterbast. That's why I think we get our weapon now. We get Metcalf at 6, and then at 17, we get the best available defensive player. I mean, now I'm acting like Ron Effect. Why am I acting like Ron Effect? I don't know what Ron Effect said. I'm saying that I want the Giants. The front office should have gotten more for Odell Beckham. I have been on record of saying for months that since they signed Odell Beckham that I thought it was a bad signing. I was never for paying a wide receiver quarterback money. So I am trying to take positives from the trade. Do I think everything from this trade is negative? No. Should they have gotten more?
Exactly.
Yeah. I am not going to just lay down and bow to Odell Beckham fans that think he is the be-all, end-all. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And we're all entitled to our opinions. And I don't think Odell Beckham is the be-all, end-all. And I don't believe in paying wide receivers quarterback money. And that's exactly what the New York Giants did. That's my opinion. Now, did they get enough? No. They should have gotten more. I'm telling you that right now. They should have gotten more.
For sure. I mean, with San Fran, we could have at least gotten the number 2 overall pick. We could have gotten a first rounder next year, and even a third rounder. You know what I mean?
Do you believe in paying Eli? No, Dwayne, I don't. But there's a difference. There is a major difference. Eli Manning has 1 year left on his contract. Odell Beckham had, 5 or 6? Eli's coming off after next year. I've been on record saying I wouldn't be upset if they cut Eli. You
know what? Bad Dog was saying that in his stream. Yeah. I could very much see it as well.
I wouldn't be upset if they cut Eli.
Fuck it.
At this point, what's the point in Eli Manning coming back? They're not doing anything. They just got rid of Odell Beckham.
Exactly. And you know what? Fuck it. Throw Colorado out there. Throw him to the wolves.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, but we're in rebuild mode. We're in rebuild mode at this point. That's all I can say. And we have to move on. As Giants fans, we have to come together, and we have to go together as a unit, as one, and hope that the team builds the proper way. That's all I can say. Do I think we got enough? No. We did not get enough. We should have gotten more.
And as crazy as it sounds, I don't think we're done, Chris.
Yeah.
I think possibly Eli. But I'm going to go even far-fetched as saying Jenkins might be next. Because it seems like everybody, what Gettleman's doing is trying to get rid of all the recent signings, draftees. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to BK Sports Talk for the super chat. Thank you very much. He says, as an Eagles fan, this is the trade of the year. Yeah, I'm sure Eagles fans are happy because Giants fans are up in arms. I don't think they're going to trade Janoris Jenkins because I don't think anybody's taking that contract.
Not even trade, like maybe cut him. If we're really in a rebuild.
Maybe. I would just wait another year, let the contract come off the books. I mean, you still have to cut him and take like a $3 million dead cap hit next year, but I would just let it play out. But I'm gonna let you go because other people are trying to call in. But thank you for the call, buddy. You still there? Connection was lost.
For some reason, we do decide to work with Eli this year. That money's going to be off the cap next year. So, I mean, we're putting us in a prime position to have a lot of money next year for free agency to do whatever Godwin wants to do.
I just want to say thank you to Movie Critic for the super chat. He said he was with Kid Blue. He was mad. Well, yeah, of course he's mad. He was shocked. But I'm going to let you go because there's like 5 people trying to call in. I got to take calls.
No problem. Good talking to you,
all
Chris.
Right, man. Thank you for the call, man. Thank you for the call.
All right, brother.
All right. Let's take the next call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. What's going on?
Hello, man. This is Guillermo, man.
Guillermo, what's up, man? Guillermo, of course, a Jet fan, a level-headed football fan. I'm very curious to get your take on this trade.
Dude, man, I'm rooting for the Giants with this, man. I'm not gonna talk any trash, man. I think this is a good trade, man. You got to take into account. Only thing I think you guys should regret is that you guys didn't get Ogba. Instead you got Jabril Peppers, who's a decent, strong safety. He's not good really in coverage. He fits well into schemes, but I'd rather take a pass rusher than Ogba. Think about this, right? You guys understand. No one wanted Odell Beckham. There's a lot of things about Odell Beckham that I think the league knows, but they don't want to say. You have to go back to last year when the Giants tried to trade him off to the Rams, right? They were trying. Look, the Rams picked up Marcus Peters, who's a hothead. They picked up Aqib Talib, who's another hothead. When they found out about that Giants wanted to trade Odell Beckham, they wanted nothing to do with him. And allegedly, there's some stuff in Odell Beckham's current profile that could blow up in his face. That's some bad stuff. I don't know if it's drugs. I don't know what it is. So you guys are lucky that you guys got a first, a third, and a play. Even though I don't like Jabril Peppers, you should have got something else. But count your lucky stars, man. All you guys who are down about this, think about this. The Giants got rid of an expensive wide receiver. Let's be serious. Great production. Is he DeAndre Hopkins? Is he a game changer in terms of he keeps his head down and continues to produce? He produces, but he's probably a little bit too much for the team, and he's probably going to blow up anyway. You got rid of that headache. Now you go into next season. Now you have the fifth pick and the 17th, right?
Yeah. Go after. I just want to, before I lose it, I just want to say thank you to Scott Thomas for the super chat. He says, "Love you. Remember to breathe." I'm breathing, Scott. Believe me. But go ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
look, you can pick up Jonah Williams, offensive tackle. You can pick up Jawan Taylor. Not Jawan Taylor. The kid from Florida. Can't remember his name. It's not Jawan. It's something Taylor. Can't remember what it was. And then you can pick another pass rusher. If Quinnen Williams somehow falls down, if Josh Allen falls down, you guys can pick him up. And then you have 17 to pick up Kevin Harmon, to pick up DK Metcalf if he falls down. So you guys are fine. And
Hollywood Brown.
You're building a foundation so you could get Tua Tagovailoa next year, right? All this Eli stuff, they don't want Eli. They want Eli to basically.
Oh no! The Giants are ready to move on from Eli, and my biggest gripe with Beckham isn't even the on the and off the field, and I don't like his off the field stuff. Okay, I don't like his antics. I know on the field he's as good as anybody at the wide receiver position, or right up there, like you said. I mean, you could choose. It's splitting hairs. Hopkins, Jones, right. Whatever. He's on par with any of those guys on the field, talent wise. But what I don't like, look at the track record. Thank you so much, Jake, for the super chat. Browns are now contenders yes, they are. Jake, you should be happy as a Browns fan. You guys definitely have a chance to contend for a Super Bowl this year. I'm not going to lie about that with all the additions.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
but
that's a scary team, man.
But I'm going to say this: look at the track record, and people say I'm going to change what people say. Some people say you can't win with a great receiver. I disagree with that. I'm going to say it is very hard to win with a great receiver when he hits his contract. Look at Larry Fitzgerald. He made a Super Bowl. The next year he got paid. Arizona never sniffed the Super Bowl after that. Because once you allocate more than 10% of your cap to one of the least important positions on a football team, it is. Offensive line is more important. Pass rush is more important. Quarterback's more important.
Right.
I think secondary is more important. You could probably say a wide receiver and running back are about the same, but a great quarterback and a great offensive line will make running backs and wide receivers better. It's just a fact.
And what does Gettleman like to do? He likes to build in the trenches, man. So I'd be very just be patient. Look, Odell was not going to win you anything this year. He wasn't going to win you anything next year, especially with Eli. And I harp on you guys about you not picking a quarterback in last year's draft. Whatever, you pick Barkley, fine. So you're going to have a few more years until his rookie contract hits up. But you have a few more years to build. First of all, continue to build up the trenches on both sides, which I think the Giants are going to do this season. I'm not going to say I'm rooting for you guys, but I'm all this stuff about Odell and blah blah. Let him go to the Cleveland Browns. let that stuff blow up because Odell's gonna get mad. He's not getting touches between him and Jarvis, and then Baker. That thing could be really explosive. Thank God Greg Williams is now he's on our team, but that situation could be explosive. This is my last thing, man. Look, just be optimistic. Get through it. It's like the KP thing. I'm pretty sure by tomorrow you're gonna be like, all right, this is actually a deal that makes sense. Because think about this, no one wanted Odell. Amari Cooper, yes, Amari Cooper got a first rounder, and people thought the Cowboys overpaid for that. You guys got a first rounder and a third and a player.
And you also got to factor in that Amari Cooper wasn't getting paid yet. They're taking on Odell Beckham's contract.
Right. So the Browns they drunk the Kool-Aid. They think they're ready for the Super Bowl. I mean, AFC North is weaker this year, obviously, with all the Ravens losing all their players and the Bengals sucking and the Steelers losing AB and just kind of dismantling Le'Veon Bell. So let them go out and overpay for Odell Beckham. You guys are straight. Just keep the faith, man. You guys are fine. Man. So salute to you. Keep on, man.
I appreciate the words of encouragement, buddy. Have a good one. You always love when you call in. And I'm going to get
the... man.
Have a good one. Fronty Clips, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, Jabril Peppers is super underrated. Jabril Peppers is a former first-round pick, 25th overall, so he's definitely talented. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello.
Hello. Can you turn the volume down in the background? Got an echo.
I was just wondering, what would you think if, maybe the Giants were to take Dwayne Haskins at 6 and then try to get a wide receiver at 17?
That's certainly an option at this point. It depends on what wide receiver's there. I don't want them reaching for a wide receiver. I've been a big proponent of Haskins. I'm not going to be upset at all if they take Haskins. I could see both ways at this point. Now, the one thing I will say, now that Beckham is gone, this team's not going to win. So if they want to wait for a year, they're going to be able to get a quarterback next year too. So really, it's up to the Giants at this point. If they think Haskins is the guy, take him. If they want to trade for Rosen, if the right deal presents itself, do it. I'm not going to get upset no matter what they do because the Giants need to fix everything. They have no defense. They have a running back, and they have an improving offensive line. Other than that, they have no quarterback. They got Sterling Shepard, I guess, who they might bring back now in a cost-effective deal next year. They got a tight end who can't block, and Evan Ingram, who's a playmaker, and they have a couple of pieces on defense for the future. But, I mean, they need so much that just take the player that you think is best for the future of this team at 6 and 17.
Yeah, and what player would you consider, as a defensive lineman maybe? What player would you consider?
At number 6 or 17?
At 6.
At 6, I really like Devon White. He's a middle linebacker, but if they're not taking Haskins, if they're going defense, I would like Devon White. At 17, I think you're looking for a high upside pass rusher like a Montez Sweat if he ever fell there. He probably won't because he had a great combine, but someone like that. Or a wide receiver if he fell into your lap. I don't expect DK Metcalf to be there. Maybe a Hollywood Brown. You could be looking there to replace Beckham, or you could get another hog molly. You could get like a Jawan Taylor. You could go Jonah Williams. You could go a lot of ways there with that 17th pick.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get your opinion on this. Thank you.
You got it, man. Thank you so much for the call, buddy. All right. Oh, Daniel Rice, thank you so much. Browns are nearing a deal for Earl Thomas, 3 years. My God, how much money do the Browns have? I'm with you, Kid Blue. Wide receiver would not be my number one choice at 17. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on? Who's this? Cushman?
This
Cushman?
is Cushman.
What's up, Cushman? How you doing, buddy?
I don't know, honestly. This trade took me completely, off guard. I have no idea what's going on. Next thing you know, the world's going to blow up. I have no idea what's happening.
Well, I'll tell you what's happening. The Giants are tanking. They're rebuilding. They're starting from scratch.
Yeah, I know.
They realize they have a quarterback who's 37 years old. They realize they're at least 2 or 3 years away. They realize that Odell Beckham's eating up more than 10% of the salary cap. They realize that Beckham...
Yeah, I get why we did it.
They realize that Beckham's not the best guy. Yeah,
much.
I was for trading Beckham for the right deal. Unfortunately, I don't think this is the right deal. I think they should have gotten more. I'm not upset they traded Beckham. I'm upset that they didn't get enough back.
It just took me way too
But as I said,
off guard.
And I'm all for cutting Eli. But as I said earlier, what the Giants might have thought when they signed Beckham was, we can't just let this guy walk and get nothing for him. They might have said to themselves, let's sign the guy, and this very well could have been the plan from the start. Let's sign the guy and we'll trade him in a year or two so we could get something for him rather than letting him walk. And that is probably what their plan was from the beginning. I don't think the Giants wanted this guy long term.
Yeah, maybe.
Because nothing he did this year would I mean, it's no different than what he's done the 5 years before that. In terms of, whatever it was, 3-4 years, it was off the field stuff, how he acts on the field. I mean, you saw what he did with Carolina. It's no different. So they still signed him knowing that.
Yeah, it just took me completely off guard. Like, I just don't know how to process it. Like, I get why we did it, but I'm going to need a few days to just, like, process this.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's going to take time, just like the Porzingis trade. I was nuts, and I'm trying to look at this logically. I don't want to be one of these fans that's just like, oh, the world is over. We traded Beckham. This team wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
This team wasn't going anywhere the next 2 years. This team wasn't going anywhere the next 2 years. They're starting over.
Yeah.
And this is this could end up being the best thing they ever did. This could. I'm not saying it will be. It could be.
Yeah. I was leaning towards really going for Haskins in the draft, but now I just say take the best player available. Even if in the scenario where, like, let's say the Giants think DK Metcalf is the best player available, whoever the Giants thinks best player available.
I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to lose it. Thank you so much, Agent, for the super chat. She says, "Stand up, Chris. I was in shock right now. What are the Giants doing?" Listen to the show. I'm going to tell you what they're doing. We've been talking about it for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if they need to take a wide receiver in the first round for the same reason that I don't think I want to pay wide receivers a ton of money.
No, I didn't say that we need to. I just said whoever the best player is, like, just in theory, if the Giants thought DK Metcalf was. But I just take in my eyes, they should just take the best player available at this point. If they kept Beckham, I would have gone Haskins because then you build around that core. But just take the best player available. But I did want to call in initially. I wanted to ask about Jabril Peppers. Like, what do you think of him?
What do I think of Jabril Peppers? He's a good safety. He's a first-round pick, 25th overall. Now, I don't see him on a weekly basis, but coming out of college, he was highly thought of. He clearly has potential. He's still only 24 next year, and you're getting him on a cheap contract. He was a late first-round pick, so he's probably making, without looking, $2.5, $3 million next year.
All right. I didn't look this up, but I think this is the case. Was he on the Packers and was traded for DeShone Kizer?
Jabril Peppers? He may have been, because I can't give you a definitive answer. I don't know for a fact, but it makes sense because obviously Kizer was a Brown. He went to the Packers to back up Rodgers, so that very well may be the case. Yeah,
I think I remember when the Kizer trade happened. I remember Jabril Peppers getting traded from the Packers to the Browns. But maybe I'm wrong.
That might be the case. I don't know. But either way, the guy's a former first-round safety. He has a world. Oh, thank you so much, Frost the Clips. He says, please, no quarterback this year. N'Keal Harry, round 2. He'd be a good round 2 pick, potentially. I wouldn't be upset with that, round 2. Playboy X says he was not traded for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, I thought I saw it in the notes that he was drafted by the Browns, 25th overall. But anything else, buddy, before I let you go? I got like 7 people trying to call in.
No, that's fine. Thanks for letting me call in.
You got it, Kush. We keep doing your thing over on your channel, buddy.
All right.
All right, buddy. All right, we're going to take the next call. What's going on? You're on live, and I'll try to get to the chat as much as I can. I got to talk to Rudy. What's going on, my man? You're driving, but you're all right. I'm happy, Rudy, you're here at all, man. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody that's tuned in, thank you so much. Anybody new to the channel, please join. We talk Giants all the time. I should have an Odell video out. For some reason, it's not uploading, but hopefully I get that worked out after this. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, this is Robert. I live in Florida. I'm in the Coral Springs section. I've been a Giants fan for years. I'm 53 years old right now. I think what Gentleman is doing is a great job. We never needed wide receivers the way we needed Odell Beckham Jr. I think he's a diva. I think he's overpaid. I'm glad he went to Cleveland. This is a time for the Giants fans to be happy. We're in a rebuild mode. I think right now we're going to go back to old school mode and do what we do best and run the ball. What do you think?
I'm going to get to you in 1 second. Dark Johnny Morawski, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, here's a super chat. Have a drink on me, but dark days ahead. Listen, man, I don't know how long you've been on my channel. That is my exact philosophy. I've wanted the Giants to get back to that type of football team. I want them to copy the Cowboys' footprint. I want them to be a ground and pound team. That's what Gettleman's going to bring. He's going to fix the offensive line. He drafted an absolute beast last year. Give him the offensive line. Let Saquon Barkley run behind it. That is how they should build this team. I'm completely fine with trading Odell Beckham. I keep saying it. You do not win with $20 million wide receivers. It just does not happen. If anybody in the chat, and you're going to find a rare occurrence, but most of the time, a top-tier paid wide receiver does not win you football games. Period.
We need to get back to defense. Defense.
Yes, defense and ground and pound. Goose, thank you so much for the super chat in case you didn't hear me the first time. Thank you very much. No, I'm with you. We got to get back to old school Giants football, getting after the quarterback and jamming the ball down your throat. That's how we've always won. That's Giants football. People might not want to hear that. The younger generation likes Odell Beckham with the one-handed catches, the flashy plays, but that's not what wins in football. That's not what wins. It's not what wins.
I believe Gentleman is going to do what he needs to do best for the team, the organization. We are not going to have any more clowns in the locker room. No more of this wide receiver overpaying nonsense. We need to get back to the ground, running the ball. We have a chance to pick up some decent wide receivers that are not going to be prima donnas. Eli, yes, pretty much. I love Eli. I respect Eli. He's got us 2 Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, it's time to cut Eli and bring in somebody maybe that Eli could tool under his wing. If not, fine, let him go. We can have the backup quarterback that we had last year, the idiot that ran from the cops. I don't care. All I know right now is we got this guy, this headache, out of our stadium. Let him be a clown with the other idiots in Cleveland that believe that this is a Madden 2019. I'm happy. I am ecstatic. I am just happy.
I hear you, man. I listen, man. And Jeremy Maynard, I get what you're saying. Jeremy Maynard, I think, is a big Beckham fan, and I get it. He's a Giants fan. I know he's a Giants fan. He knows his stuff. He tunes into my stuff all the time. But he loves Beckham, and a lot of Giants fans do. And he's saying everyone complains when players make money. They'll do the same when they get Barkley.
I got the guy's jersey. At the end of the day, one player do not make the team. Okay, this is Giants going back to their roots. This is the time to breathe, exhale, and let them do what they need to do. Get rid of all these crazy contracts and get back to the old school of New York Giants.
Hey man, I'm with you, man. I'm not.
My name is Robert Cinetti, and I live in Coral Springs, Florida. And I moved out of Brooklyn over here to Florida in 2005, and I still believe blue.
I love
blue,
you,
blue, blue.
I love you, brother. Blue Nation, stand up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I like that you're taking a positive approach, man. And I'm going to say this to Jeremy. He said people say the same thing about Barkley. I will never say that about Barkley. Saquon Barkley, to me, is the perfect football player. He is a leader. He's on and off the field. You never see that guy do any nonsense. That guy is a true New York Giant. If we could have 53 Saquon Barkleys, I'm not just talking talent, his leadership skills, I'll sign up for that right now. Okay, so I will never say that.
This man, Saquon Barkley, is going to have a yellow jacket, and let me tell you, he is going to be the face of the franchise. His leadership last year set a tone. While this knucklehead was running around pissed off because he couldn't get the ball, pissed off because Eli couldn't find him, or whatever the case may be. You have a rookie coming in here trying to settle Odell Beckham. Come on now, give me a break. This goes to tell you that gentleman knows what he's doing, and he already said that this man is pretty much is going to run us into a Super Bowl one day. Watch and guarantee. I'll give you 2 years. Who knows? 2 years, maybe less. Because next year, we're going to be able to pick up, who knows? We're all salary cap, all money we're going to get.
We're going to have a lot of cap space the next 2 years, and I'm excited. And maybe I misinterpreted what you said, Jeremy. I'm not saying you said anything wrong. We're all passionate fans here. I just know I'm a big Barkley guy. I'm a huge Barkley guy. I recognize Beckham had a lot of talent. It has nothing to do with Beckham. I'm not a believer in paying any wide receiver $20 million. I just think it's a position if you have a really good quarterback. Look at what the Giants have done throughout their history. All the Super Bowl teams, they didn't have Plaxico Burress is the lone exception.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to point out. We ain't have these diva wide receivers. We had receivers that were open. We had running backs, a two-headed monster, Jacob and Bradshaw running through the middle. Come on, give me a break. We did a great job. I mean, other than the idiot shooting stuff in the leg, but hey, we had a good wide receiver. We won 2 Super Bowls without a prima donna spending $100 million on one guy. And this is what made me so sick to do that. But like you said, they had no choice because they had to find a way to find somebody to take him and because nobody wanted him. Now, rather San Francisco's picks, but hey,
yeah,
they just can't be choosy. And I'm happy we got something for him than nothing for him.
Well, I'm going to say this. We didn't get enough. We lost the trade. Short term, we lost the trade because of the money we have to take with the dead cap hit. But long term, the Giants can make good out of this with the cap space.
We got rid of a headache.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We got rid of a headache. Who knows what would happen this year? Now we're in a rebuild mode. Pretty much we're not spending too much money like these fools running around here in the free market, spending all this money on all these players. We don't have that luxury to do that. So he would have sat there. He would have great. I think he wanted out of here anyway, regardless, one way or another. He's happy. Look at the tweet he said. Look at what his comment was. Oh, well.
I hear you, man.
He's happy.
I got to let you go because I got a bunch of people calling in, but great
no
call.
problem.
Great call.
Like, again, my name is Robert Cinetti from Florida. Raised and born in Brooklyn. Let's go blue. And all you Giants fans, suck it up. One man don't make the team. Let's go Giants.
I love the positivity, buddy. Have a good one, man. Thanks for the call. All right, and now before you talk, I just want to answer. I think Dwayne Basco. I just want to answer this one person in the chat real fast. I think Dwayne Basco said that the Giants were last in rushing when they won the Super Bowl in 2011, and that's absolutely fair. And I always go back to that Eli Manning put the team on his back that year. He had no help with the running game. The defense was suspect. That was a fluke season, though, in my opinion. So, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Stephen Lilly, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, my monitor's cracked a little bit, so I got to wait for it to go up a little bit. But he says, I'm glad OBJ is gone. Won our Super Bowls with sack masters, killing quarterbacks, not wide receiver. Yeah, Stephen Lilly, I hear you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. But I'm going to go back. If you look at all the teams that made the playoffs, I don't know about this year, but I remember seeing a stat in 2017. The top 10 teams in rushing, 9 of them made the playoffs, and 10 of them were 500 or better. You still win games by running the football. Yes, passing numbers are up, but you set up the pass by running the football. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it is. So I still think running the football and controlling the pace of play is just as important as it used to be. It's just not used as much. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I just want to answer a few people there. I like to talk.
You good, Chris. Hey, this is Pestilence. I want to start off by saying I've been watching you since I was in Japan. I just got back to the States, man.
Oh, man, you're in the military?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, thank you for your service.
Yeah, no worries, man. I love your channel. Hey, so I'm glad that I'm able to get you because here's the thing. I've been sitting here yelling in my house about this whole deal, and it's got nothing to do with Odell Beckham. I love Odell Beckham. He's a great wide receiver, but it's not about Odell Beckham. This is about the cap, all right? I sat here for about 30 minutes. I crunched the numbers, and right now, with this $16 million cap hit, right, it leaves us with about $24 million in cap space. We're going to have about $14 million in cap space in order to sign these draft picks if we take all 12 of them, which leaves us about $9 million in cap space. And Dave Gettleman said he wants to go into the season with $8 million minimum. It makes 0 sense.
For this year, it's definitely a bad trade, taking that cap hit from Odell Beckham. It's definitely a bad trade for this year. It makes no sense for this year. And if I were the Giants, I would have waited a year to make the trade if I was going to make it. Because you wouldn't have endured that $16 million dead cap hit. Now, the Giants might have said to themselves, if we wait another year, we could fall into the same situation the Steelers did with Antonio Brown and then get absolutely killed in a trade. So that's what they might have been looking at it. I go back to what I said earlier. I think the Giants, Dwayne Basco, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, we got hosed in the deal and we created more holes. Dwayne Basco, man, you certainly have every right to feel that way. And I'm trying to look at this from a positive aspect. I always do with trades. I'm trying to look at what positive things can come from it. Today, we lost the trade. I'm not going to lie to you guys and tell you we didn't. This year, we lost the trade. It's gonna come down to what the Giants can do year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of what we would have been paying OBJ with that $20 million. What we do with those draft picks. If we use those $20 million and we are able to find a great pass rusher or a really good offensive line, we're able to rebuild the offensive line, get a good secondary because of it, the trade may work out. I'm not going to tell you it can't work out. And I'm going to go back to what I said. I never am in favor of paying a wide receiver that much money. So I was in complete favor of trading Beckham at some point. I just don't think we got the right price back.
Well, here's where the issue is gonna lie. Like right now, in order for us to recoup any of this money, we have to cut Eli Manning today. I don't want to do that because I love me some Eli Manning, but we have to cut Eli today, or we cannot make any more moves in free agency. We can't do anything until the draft, and we have too many holes to fill, and there's no way that we're going to find 12 good players in the draft when we've got 6 day 3 picks. You're not going to find that many players. So we have to cut Eli today.
Yeah, no, I'm in complete favor of cutting Eli. I mean, I hate to do it. He's a legend, and you never want to see a player cut. But if they cut Eli Manning, I'm not going to cry over it. I know the guy's done. I know why. All right, let's put ourselves in Eli's head right now. Why is Eli coming back at this point? What is he? He's not going to win anything here. They just traded Odell Beckham. They have no defense. Like, what's the point of Eli Manning coming back? So he could get hit like a piñata and win 5 games and get yelled at by the fans yet another year? Like, why is he even coming back? Like,
no, he shouldn't. He shouldn't come back at all.
I'm hoping Eli retires for Eli's sake because he is going to get ripped to shreds by the fans. I love Eli. He won me 2 Super Bowls, but I recognize his days are done. I recognize we need to move on. And Eli Manning should retire at this point. Why would he come back? Why are you coming back? You have nothing to play for now. Nothing.
Yeah, I 100% agree, Chris. I can't. I don't even know how to feel right now. It hurts my heart so much to have to go through what we're going through right now. And all day tomorrow, while I'm at work, I'm going to come outside because I can't take my phone into work with me. So I'm going to come outside and I'm going to continue to check the phone, and I'm going to be dreading when it says the Giants have officially released Eli Manning. It's going to be the worst day of my life because Eli Manning has been my guy. I have 1 prized possession in my house. 1. And there's an autographed picture of Eli Manning breaking that tackle to throw the helmet catch to Dave Tyree. Like, that is my prized possession. And the fact that it's probably going to happen tomorrow, it's going to mess my whole year up. I don't even know if I can watch football this season. This is bad. This is bad.
I never thought it would get to this point with Eli Manning. And it's just sad when you see a player that you love too. You said your most prized possession. When you have a player that you love as much as we do, it's sad that you almost have to root for him to leave. But it's gotten to that point, and it sucks. It sucks. I'd love to see him ride off into the sunset like his brother did, John Elway did. It's not going to happen. It's not in the cards. This team is going to be one of the worst teams in football next year. It's just bright as day at this point. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know, for Eli's sake, I hope he retires.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, Chris, man, I know you got 1,000 calls. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to need you to follow me back on Twitter, though. I'm one of your followers, so I'm going to need you to follow me back. We're going to talk a lot of football, brother.
What's your Twitter name?
It's Pestilence, Pestalance. I'm in your chat right now. You'll see me. But I'm also one of your followers, and I'll follow you on Twitter. I need that follow back so me and you can talk football.
Do me a favor. After this stream, just put a comment. That way I'll see it, because in the stream I'm not going to remember. Put a comment after the video. Like, if it was an actual video, put a comment, and I'll definitely follow you back.
Okay, yeah, and I'll also hit you up on Twitter. I'll send you a message.
Sounds good, buddy. Thank you again for
your
service.
Take care. Go Big Blue.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. All right. Next caller, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Nations.
I absolutely love this kid. Very knowledgeable football fan. Love when you call in, buddy. What's your thoughts on this trade?
All right, so I want to be mad, but, I mean, you got to think about the future. So I think that's what Dave Gettleman is doing. And, I mean, it kind of seems like he's trying to go back to the old days where we were Super Bowl contending teams, where we focused on the running game and had good receivers, not Odell star, potential receivers, but really good or not decent receivers, right? And that showed that we don't really need that, and especially with the amount of money that we were giving him. So I'm not a fan of the trade because I think we could have got a little bit more, but I do agree with the move.
Yeah, and I just want to go to open. I'm going to get you in a second. Open Minds Freestyle. I actually made a video. I was at the movie theater with my family. That's why I didn't get it up sooner. And I made a video, and YouTube won't upload it. So I said I'm going to go live, and hopefully YouTube uploads it after. But yeah, no, you have to take. I mean, I'm sure you saw my video on Porzingis. I was devastated when they traded Porzingis. I was shocked. this isn't as shocking because we've been warned about this for months.
Yeah.
But, you know, of course, I'm like every other fan. We traded Odell Beckham. What the hell did we trade him for when you hear about the trade? But you have to look at it from a positive standpoint. You have to try to take some positives from it. Because at this point, if you don't root for the team to do well and do better without Beckham, now you could disagree with it and you could yell to the high heavens. You have every right to do that. But you have to hope that the Giants make good out of this. And to say they can't is wrong. This year, yes, they lost the trade and they should have gotten more. But with that $20 million freed up off the cap, that gives them a lot of money, and they could use it better, in my opinion, than on a wide receiver. So that is what I hope happens.
And you also have to take into account, you know, Odell likes to win, and he's not going to be winning with this team for a while if he were to stay. So if we were to bring a rookie quarterback this year or next year, do you really think that he would be patient and help, like, you know, keep his head up and all that when he hasn't been doing that for his whole career pretty much, well, for the past couple of years? And you really think that he would want to have a rookie quarterback? Like, he probably does. He probably wants a better quarterback than Eli Manning so they can win more games, but I don't think he's been the patience for that quarterback to grow and develop. So I think he'll just be more of a distraction. And you see, ever since he got paid that big money, he's changed. It seems like his ego has grown on him, and he hasn't been the same. He has been the same, but his antics, you know, it's crazy.
Well, I always said that. I worried about, because we saw he acted with Eli Manning. I always said that I would have worried if they brought in a rookie quarterback, and I would have hoped by that time Beckham would have matured. Obviously, we don't have to worry about that anymore, but I would have always worried about how Beckham would have dealt with a rookie receiver, because we all know rookies go through growing pains. And if he's going to throw Eli under the bus, and Eli, he has a right to be upset about Eli, but that's something you keep in-house. It's not something you volunteer to go to the media. And if he's doing that with rookie quarterbacks, how is a rookie quarterback ever going to mature? Now, all you got to do is look back at history, right? History repeats itself. What happened, and I know you're young, but I'm sure you know, you're an educated Giants fan. Tiki Barber, who's a more talented player? Tiki Barber or Brandon Jacobs? Who's a more talented player? Tiki Barber. Tiki Barber's a more talented player.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you another question. Who's a more talented player, Jeremy Shockey or Kevin Boss?
Shockey?
Yeah. But what happened when we got rid of those players? We did better because Eli Manning didn't get pushed around anymore. It was a better locker room. And I always worried about that with Odell Beckham with a rookie quarterback. I always worried about it. Now I'm not going to say that's what would have happened. And, of course, I was always going to root for Odell when he was a Giant and hope everything became rainbows and butterflies. But it was always something that I worried about.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'd rather put the team above Odell rather than the Odell above the team. And I'm just happy that we got something out of him, because when you look at the Antonio Brown trade, and I know, you know, what happened, it really did affect his trade value, but they got a third and a fifth for him. I'm thankful that we got a first round for Odell, and I'm happy that we got what we got for him. And you can't do anything about it, so just look at the positives, because there's nothing you could do.
It's not like you can go back in time and stop it. We can't sulk for days. There's nothing you can do about it. We know we're going to be a bad team next year. I'm trying to take positives from it and think that we could build as a team going forward. That's all you can do. They got to clean up the locker room. They got to get team guys in there, and they got to get back to Giants football. That's what they got to do.
Back to the good old days with that good pass rush and ground and pound.
Yeah. But I'm going to let you go, buddy. I want to just say thank you so much for calling in, buddy.
Thank you for having me. Have a good night.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, man? It's Kid Blue.
What's going on, Kid Blue? What's going on, my man, Kid Blue? I didn't get a chance to watch your video. I literally went live as soon as I got home. What's up, buddy?
It's all right, man. I'm trying to calm down now. I'm trying to find all the positives I can. I'm not going to lie. I needed this stream to calm down because there's a lot of positivity going around right now. So,
I'm trying to look. I'm not going to be one of these guys who just sits and sulks and says, oh, my God, we're never going to be good again. We got rid of Odell Beckham. No, I think this was inevitable. I just didn't think it was going to be this year. I thought they were going to trade him next year when the dead cap wasn't. Now everybody wants to say Beckham is great. Beckham's the best wide receiver on the planet. I'm never going to tell you he's not. But you know as well as I do, wide receivers don't win championships. Okay, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, I understand that. I just got off of ranting on my podcast, so I'm just I'm gonna keep it as calm as I can. But here's the thing: a lot of people are mad that we traded him. I get it. I get it. Why everybody's mad? I'm mad too. But if we did trade him, like I think we would have. I don't care what Dave Gettleman was saying because he said it too many times on his press conferences that kind of got a little suspect. But we were going to trade him anyway. The thing is, what we traded him for. Do you know what we traded him for, Chris?
Yeah, no. We lost the trade. We got the 17th overall pick. We got a 3rd round pick, and we got the safety Peppers.
Jabril Peppers. This guy was drafted. The best thing he could do is punt return. He was a 1st round pick to be a punt returner. That's pretty much all he was. So I'm not happy about Jabril Peppers. I'll tell you that much. But if we did trade, I said this on the podcast too. I said this right before the trade happened, that if we traded with Cleveland, because we were talking about Odell Beckham being traded because there was an AFC North team interested. We knew it was the Browns. And we were saying that if Cleveland were to trade for Odell, because we know that Cleveland is good, so they're not gonna be picking high in the draft anymore. I wanted 2 first-round picks and a player. I wanted more than 2 first-round picks. We didn't even get 2 first-round picks, so that made me even more pissed off.
For this year, we got killed in the trade. This trade is not. But this trade's not about this year. We both know we're not winning anything this year. We knew that before this trade. We know it after. This trade's not about this year. This trade's about creating a culture in the locker room, changing and getting back to Giants football and freeing some money off the cap. And I'm going to go back to what I said a bunch of people that called in earlier. I think they signed Beckham knowing they were going to trade him at some point. I don't think he was.
I can understand that.
I don't think he was in the long-term plans. I think that they signed because they couldn't not sign him. You couldn't let him walk for nothing. So they signed the guy and said we're going to flip him in a year or two. I really think that's what they planned on doing from the start.
Yeah, I do like that. But I have a trade proposition. So let's say we can go back in time and we are trading with the Cleveland Browns. Do you think this would be good? Do you think we trade Odell Beckham for Myles Garrett and a 2nd round pick?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. Odell Beckham for Myles Garrett?
For Myles Garrett and a 2nd round pick.
Would I prefer that trade to this one?
No, do you think it would be a fair trade, like from both standpoints? Do you think that John Dorsey of the Cleveland Browns would do it and Dave Gettleman? Like, do you think that would be a fair trade?
I think it's a pretty fair trade because I think Myles Garrett's one of the best pass rushers in football, and he's got potentially could be the best in a couple of years. But I don't think Cleveland would do that because I think they're in a win now mode, and they're not in the business of trading Myles Garrett. So I just don't think the trade would happen.
Yeah. I'm just in awe right now. We traded him for a bag of Fritos and some Powerade, man. That's pretty much what we did.
Well, well, let's be fair. I mean, they didn't get what they should have. They did not get what they should have. But Jabril Peppers is not trash. I mean, the guy was a first.
He's pretty bad, man. I don't. I'll tell you that I didn't like him watching him on film in college. He didn't do much. He had 1 interception in his collegiate career. Wasn't close of getting any making plays on any balls then. I mean, he had some really good talent in the special teams game, and that was pretty much it, man. He's an athlete to me.
I'm going to have to look at more film of the guy. The guy was never a Giant. I'm going to have to look at more film of him, but we'll see. They got a 17th overall pick. They got Jabril Peppers, who's a former first-round pick, and they got a 3rd-round pick. It's not enough, but we got to hope they make the most out of it. That's all you can hope as a Giants fan. That's all you can hope.
Yeah. But final thoughts real quick. I know you got some callers calling in. If we draft DK Metcalf with the 17th overall pick, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
I don't think you got to worry about that. I don't think Metcalf's going to be there at the 17th pick.
Oh, dear God, please no.
I don't. But with the combine he had, I don't think he gets past the Bills at 9.
Yeah. But I for the 17th overall pick, I like Byron Murphy. And I like Ed Oliver if he falls, and Christian Wilkins. It's pretty much the guys I'm looking at right now with the 17th, but that's just me.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Well, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. It's hard to call in your show, man.
well, tonight's a special night, man. I knew the lines were going to be flooded. I know people are requesting I take I can't. There's too many people. I can't do that. But on a normal call-in show, I do that. But tonight, I know it was going to be flooded.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man.
Kid Blue, thank you so much for the call, buddy. Thank you for the call.
No problem, man. See you.
All right, buddy. All right. Let's take the next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Hello?
Hey, it's Gio.
Gio. Oh, one sec. Gio, I can't wait to talk to you. Big Blue for life. I think it's possible. Not probable that Montez Sweat is there at 17, but I think it's possible because that's around where he was being mocked before the Combine. Of course, he had a great Combine, but it's definitely possible, and that's a guy you want to look at 17. High upside. What's going on, Gio? I love Gio. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing great. What a great day this is. I don't know why everyone's so upset. Everyone's all down. What is this? Did someone die? Is there a funeral going on? Did I miss it?
Well, you know as well as I do. Odell Beckham is a polarizing player. He's a very popular player. He's, some people look at him as the be-all, end-all. And I always say that. I don't think anybody in this chat, I'm not accusing anybody of being this, but I think a lot of people in the Giants fan base are Odell Beckham fans. They're more of a fan of the player than the team. I'm not saying anybody in here is that way, but I have run into those people. And I think those fans are going to go absolutely bananas because of this trade. But the people that are fans of the team are going to try to take some positives up from it and hope. And you have every right to complain. People have a right to complain if they think that they lost the trade. They did. This year they didn't get enough. But to say that they can't become a better team from this trade is wrong. I'm not saying that they will, but they certainly can.
I look at it this way. I've been a Giants fan since 1985, all right? Since I was 4 years old. So I've been through the best of Parcells. I've been through the worst of Parcells. I went through Ray Hanley both years. I don't know how long you've been a Giants fan, but you've been through Ray Hanley.
No, I'm not that.
You've been through the worst.
I've been a Giants fan since 92. 92.
All right, so you barely just escaped then.
Yeah, barely.
I'm going to say this. Dave Gettleman, you say he lost the trade. I say this trade was never going to be a winner this year because this year, like you said, was already lost.
Yeah,
they lost this last year.
And if you were trading them this year, you're taking that dead cap hit. You're going to lose that trade no matter what this year. You can't judge this trade. They can't judge this trade until 3 or 4 years. You have to see what they do with that cap space, how they structure this team without Odell Beckham. So you can't fully judge this trade for 3 or 4 years.
In my opinion, this trade was about the draft picks, and that was all. You say we didn't get enough. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Prior, other discussions with other teams that Gettleman have. I'm not privy to any of that. No one here is. But let's just assume we got the best that we could to get for him this year.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, obviously they were talking to teams. They were rumored to be talking to several teams. So the Giants obviously shopped them around for a while. So this was probably what they thought was the best they could get.
Yeah, rumors are rumors, but now we have facts. Now we have facts in front of us.
Right.
We have number 6. We have number 17. We have number 80 from the Browns also for the third rounder, whatever it is. We have 5 fourth rounders. We also have our 4th round, and we have like 2 6, I think.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
That's a lot of picks.
And they have 3.
That's a lot of picks.
They have 1 6th and 3 7th. 3 7th round picks.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they got 12 picks.
I said it in my video. It's my theory that we're just stockpiling picks like the Patriots do every single year. They stockpile these picks. They roll them up and bundle them up to other teams, maybe trade up, maybe trade back. Maybe they just sit on it. Maybe they take a prospect. Maybe they do whatever. They see what works in the system that they're going for is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just want to get a super chat real quick. Joe Musa, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, I'm shocked they traded OBJ. I think 80% of this chat is shocked that they actually did it.
We're all shocked.
Yeah.
We're all shocked.
And now you're talking about accumulating picks, and you're absolutely right. That is what the Patriots have done for 12, 15, 20 years. That's what they do. And the Patriots, all you got to do is look at them for an example. How many superstars do they have on their team? None. They don't have superstars. They had Randy Moss.
They have Tom Brady. That's it.
Yeah, they had Randy Moss for that 1 year, and Brady makes all those players better. People want to argue Wes Welker. Wes Welker, what was Wes Welker before he was a Patriot? What was Wes Welker after he left the Patriots? He was not a superstar.
Wes Welker was a special teamers before he got to the Patriots.
Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead was cut by the Jets, and then he goes to the Patriots, and he becomes a very valuable piece. Bill Belichick knows how to get the most out of his players, and that's what makes the Patriots special. But
Chris Hogan was on Hard Knocks with the Dolphins, for God's sake, and he got cut by the team. He got cut by the Dolphins.
And then so I don't know, man.
Now he has a Super Bowl ring.
I'm trying to take positives from this, and I do think that something positive can come from this. It's gonna be tough to be a Giants fan the next 2 years. I'm not gonna lie to anybody in this chat. It is gonna be.
I see people bringing up Gronk. Gronk can be replaced. Come on now.
You know what? I want to get Mark. I want to get Mark on next. Now, if he's gonna yell and curse at me, I'm gonna hang up the phone. I know he won't do that. He likes me, but I want to get Mark on next. He's very passionate. He seems to be very, very much in the camp of the Odell Beckham fan. So I want to get his take next. Who's Mark? I have your number saved, so I will get you next. Who's Mark? Just calling after this. I do have your number. Your name pops up. So, yeah, man. I'm trying to take positives from it, man. I'm trying to take positives from it.
I don't need to take positive. It is a positive. That's all it is to me.
Yeah.
I'm seeing long term. I'm seeing rebuild. It was going to be a rebuild anyway.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We will see, man. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. We're rebuilding at this point, and we have to try to look towards the future, man. And that's what we could do.
Yeah.
But, Gio, I'm going to let you go.
Exactly.
I got a few people calling in, but always loving you calling in.
Right.
And when you go type in the chat, people go check out his channel. He posts Giants videos occasionally. I try to look at him whenever I can. Great supporter of my channel, so thank you for calling in, buddy.
I won't beg for subs like Chris does, but thank you anyway.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. And go Mets. Go Mets, buddy.
Go Mets, baby.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. Who's Mark? I'm going to give you 20 seconds. I can't wait any longer, Mark. I can't wait. I'm sorry. There's like 10 people calling in. What's going on? You're on live. You're on live. What's going on? Thank you for the call.
Well, the movie critic is in the house.
What's going on, movie critic? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Oh, one John Rebuttal, thank you so much. He says, I have been listening in here and there. Love the show, but I'm off to bed. One John Rebuttal, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Great channel over there. Keep up the hard work. I always appreciate when you show love to the channel, man. Thank you for tuning in and get some sleep, buddy. What's going on, my man?
Oh, man, getting on here is so hard tonight. What is up?
Well, I mean, big news. big news, man. Big news.
Yes. Could not believe the news. Made a video as soon as I saw it. I don't even make sports videos, but I had to, man. I just had to.
Yeah, who's Mark? I can't wait. There's like 10 people calling. I am going to give you another chance. Next time I hang up, call right away. But go ahead, movie critic.
Yeah, oh my God. So I was on Kit Blue's stream. I was live with him. And he was just, and I'm pretty sure he called in. I don't know if he did. He was just going off about how Odell Beckham, but me, I like to be realistic, look at everything, calm down, because everybody likes to, go crazy. We lost the trade. I agree with you 100%, but I don't think it's as bad as everybody's making it out to be.
Well, for this year, it is. This year, they're a much worse team this year. But this trade is not about this year. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not about this year. They wouldn't have won if they had Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham on this team this year. This team has way too many holes. Eli Manning's past his prime. The defense is absolute trash. They weren't going to win this year with Beckham. So, to me, I'm not going to judge this trade on this year anyway. They weren't going to win with Beckham. So, you're going to judge this trade in 3 or 4 years from now. What they do with that money, how they structure this team now, who they build this team around. I think Saquon Barkley is clearly the leader of this team now going forward. And they're going to try to get, and I don't know if they're going to be successful doing it, but they're going to try to get back to Giants football, which is pounding the ball down your throat and getting after the quarterback. That's what they're going to try to do, and hopefully, as Giants fans, we should all hope they can do it.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that when Giants have won their Super Bowls, they never won on offense. They won on defense, and that's what we need again.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously the last one, the offense carried them in the regular season because the defense wasn't that good till the playoffs.
Yeah.
They had all the injuries.
But when the playoffs kicked in.
Yeah, when the playoffs kick in, the defense stepped up, the running game came together. Eli carried the team that year because they had a very mediocre team otherwise. He had a great year, threw for 5,000 yards. But that's the one exception. But every other year the Giants have been successful. And I know it's old school. People say it's more of a, and it is. You need a quarterback that can throw the football, but you still need to, especially in the NFC East where it's cold. As it gets colder, as the season wears along, you want to be a team that can run the football.
Yeah, I mean, Odell Beckham helps us, but he doesn't help us that much, I feel like, in terms of wins, you know?
Well, he helps us, but a wide receiver can only do so much. If the quarterback doesn't have time to throw, if the quarterback isn't good, the wide receiver will put up his numbers, but you're not going to win football games, and that's what's happened the last 2 years. And that's not Odell's fault. The offensive line was awful. Before Barkley, the year before, they had no running game. And when you have all these other holes, and it's tough to fill those holes, I go back to what I said. It is tough to fill all those holes when you're paying a wide receiver $20 million. And yes, people want to say, oh, Eli's making 23. Eli is just as bad, but Eli's coming off the books in a year. Or this year, if they cut him. We'll see. Beckham was going to be on the books for 5 more years. That it's just tough to win when you pay a wide receiver that much. That's bottom line, as simple as it gets.
I mean, okay, I was making another point with Kid Blue. If you look at the Super Bowl last year, name a great receiver. I mean, they're good receivers there. None of them are that great. Both the teams were good defensively in the playoffs.
Well,
that's why they got
I go back to what I said. Teams with great receivers, very good receivers, are successful in the league. But it's rare. You can find them. But in today's NFL, you could say Jerry Rice, but that was before the modern day NFL.
They had Joe Montana also.
Well, and that was before the modern day NFL. You didn't have frenziness and free agency. In the new age NFL, tell me a team that won when they paid a wide receiver a max deal like an Odell Beckham. It's very hard to find. Very hard to find.
Wait, let's go through the list. Antonio Brown, no Super Bowl. Like, if you go through the top 5 receivers, none of them have a Super Bowl.
You go down the top 10. I mean, Michael Thomas has never won. Antonio Brown's never won. I mean, the whole. But and Michael Thomas probably will not be a Saint once he hits max contract because the Saints, I don't think will pay him. Tyreek Hill, same thing. He hasn't hit his max contract yet with the Chiefs. Most of the top tier wide receivers that are on good teams are not getting paid yet. Once they get paid, that's going to hurt the team. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a knock on these guys. It's just the wide receiver position is by not one of the most important positions on a football team. It's just not.
You
know?
Yeah.
But anything else, buddy?
I just want to say one last thing before I go. I just had one last quick question. Anthony Barr, what did you think of that whole thing of him, like, saying that he's going to join the Jets and then not joining?
Anthony Barr saying he was going to join the Jets and then not joining.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Jets fans. I don't hate on the Jets. I don't. I'm not one of these Giants fans that laughs at the Jets' misery. I want the Jets to prosper. I want the Jets to I want them to get Le'Veon Bell. I'm never going to root against the Jets. I don't hate the Jets. It sucks. I mean, they went out, they got a really talented player, and then he goes and says he'd rather play for the Vikings, and it sucks. He took less money. I haven't even been able to keep up with it because I was at the movies. Have they gotten Le'Veon Bell yet? Nobody's got it.
Wait, you were at the movies or were you watching?
I was watching Captain Marvel.
Oh, how was it?
It was all right.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you go because Mark's calling now. I said I'd take his call.
I just want to say, great video, great stream, and Movie Critic out.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. All right. I think I finally got Mark. Is this Mark? Hello? Mark? Hello? Mark, you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you now. Mark?
You hear me? Hold on. Give me a second. Because I cannot hear you on my end. Hold on.
All right.
You can hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
All right. So, what is in these New York waters? Someone tell me. Because again, the same scenario how I found about KP being traded, I'm on Twitter, and damn, it happened.
So yeah, I mean, well, I'm gonna say this: the KP trade was more shocking than this one because at least with this one there was some build-up, right? For like weeks, people were saying teams are talking about trade. Oh, KP was literally out of nowhere. Like, it just smacked you in the face. And you're like, what the hell? Like, this one, at least we had a little bit of preparation, but still a little shocking for it to happen.
So my thing is, right, is we have a super young, talented wide receiver, right?
Right.
With a lot of amount of, what I would say, not potential, pizzazz. Why is that we are giving up our premier talent for a bag of onions? Don't we have leverage here? We have the best player here?
Well, we do and we don't. Because the reason why we don't have leverage, in my opinion, was the Giants, they may have not seemed like they were desperate to trade OBJ, but I think they were, and I think teams knew it. And look at what the Steelers got for Antonio Brown. They got nothing. The Steelers got a 3rd and a 5th round pick for Antonio Brown. At least the Giants get a former 1st round pick safety. They get a 1st round pick, they get a 3rd round pick, and they get cap relief going forward. So they do get something from this trade. Now, could they have gotten more? Yeah. Should they have gotten more? Yeah.
Okay, so what we're doing here is pulling down our pants and hang our balls out, hoping that those picks will bring us someone as near as his talent. Is that what we doing?
Wow, I just heard that the Jets just signed Le'Veon Bell.
Oh,
wow.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
So Chris, my thing is we're paying Eli Manning $23 million, right? This year, right?
Right.
Why?
No, we shouldn't. They should. At this point, Eli Manning
should have been gone 3 years ago. 3.
Eli Manning should retire at this point. There is no reason for Eli Manning to come back. Why is Eli Manning coming back? He's going to come back and get absolutely destroyed by the fan base next year.
And I blame his production for making Beckham squeeze out whatever he could squeeze out, because trust me, Eli throws like a retard.
Oh, God. I'm not gonna tell you Eli's what he used to be. He's not. He's not.
He's had since the damn championship, bro.
Well, Mark. Let's be fair.
I'll give him a few years after that.
Yeah, he didn't have the best offensive line either after that championship. Let's be fair. But the last 2 or 3 years, you're right. Eli's not what he was. He's not even close.
Why are we paying him $23 million to keep someone that is damn near below average quarterback right now?
I agree with you. At this point, they should cut him or he should retire. I want him to go out gracefully. I hope he retires.
He throws more interceptions than touchdowns, bro.
Well, no, he threw more touchdowns, but I get what you're saying.
I know he do.
I get what you're saying.
You're not being sarcastic here.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But no, I want Eli to go out gracefully. I hope he retires because there's no reason for him to come back. This team is clearly tanking. They're rebuilding. They're looking towards the future, and he's not part of it.
So my thing is, so now we're here about to waste Saquon Barkley a little bit of his run. So we're going to be tanking while we have this young bread coming up.
Yeah, well, you hope in the next 2 years they could be competitive, and they certainly can, because next year they're going to have a lot of cap space. They're going to have 80 or 90.
Yeah, no, the cap space is going to be good. I ain't going to hold you.
Yeah, they're going to have 80 or 90 because you're going to have 20.
And this is the only thing that's intriguing, but god damn, couldn't you at least squeeze out another pick or something?
Yeah. Because
like, seriously.
No, you're right. They should have gotten more. They should have gotten more. They should have gotten at least.
It's like when they see the first deal, they leap on it. That's what it seems like.
They should have gotten at least another 2nd round pick, at least.
So, let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
So why didn't they call the Packers? I think the Packers would have gave them a better deal.
Try to get Aaron Rodgers some more help over there.
Yeah, oh my God! Imagine him with Aaron Rodgers.
That would have been stupid. That would have been absolutely stupid. But I'll tell you right now, I'm a huge Baker Mayfield fan. I have been. And can you imagine now Baker Mayfield?
Flaring him.
Baker Mayfield with that team now with Landry and Beckham. And oh my God, the Browns.
Why is it that the Cleveland fans, right? They lost LeBron, right? And now they end up with a squad.
They got a team. The Browns got a team now.
They got a squad.
Yeah, and don't forget the Giants gave him Olivier Vernon too.
Jesus Christ. What are we doing? Yo, seriously, sometimes I really want to detach myself from this city because it's like retardation at the highest form.
I love Who's Mark. Who's Mark, you might not always agree with his points, but Who's Mark is the most passionate fan.
I ain't here for people to agree with me. If you agree with me, you agree with me. I'm going to say how I feel on what the topic is.
I love this guy. I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. I got to have you on my channel more often. I'm going to be getting the basketball content up and running after
Bring me on the football. It doesn't matter. Bring me on the football.
We're going to have you on soon, man. I'm going to have you on with
you need to get your call-ins with multiple people, bro. That'll make your show even better to have more than one people on your show.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I got to work on that. I got to talk to
you. Yeah, we're going to be here, but just work on that. Just make your show a little better. More people in your show to talk-ish. Everybody can get along.
I'm gonna test something out. I don't want to do it while I'm live, but I'm gonna try to work.
Test it out.
I'm gonna work on a 3-way call feature. I think there's a way to do it, so I'm gonna work on that.
You want to get on the show with your homeboy? What's his name again?
Which one? Oh, you're talking about Mr. Bad Dog.
Yeah, Mr. Bad Dog. I had that on my mind. Sorry, Bad Dog. If you're in the stream, I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
Who's Mark, man? I really appreciate the call. I got some more people calling in, but I always love when you call in, buddy.
Good night, man. It's just like, oh, God.
Yeah, man.
And you get James Dolan today.
Yeah, I know. I know the whole Dolan fiasco. I know.
Listen, we're hanging with our balls out, so we out here by ourselves right now. But that was just like dumbfounded. They could have squeezed more.
They could have. They probably could have. But I'm sure the Giants did their due diligence. They talked to a ton of teams, and they must have thought that was the best offer they could get. And we got to just move on and hope they make the best of it.
Before, what pick does the Packers have?
12.
And we took 17, right?
Yeah, 17.
Clowns.
All right, Mark. I'm gonna let you go, Mark.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thank you for the call, buddy. All right. Let me take this one. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Holy shit! I can't believe he took my call.
Yeah, I did.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Who? I'm sorry. So many people. Who is this?
This is Kushmasher.
Oh, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, nothing. Excellent. I want to take you off topic, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, as long as it's sports related, yeah.
Yeah. Where were you in 1999? Because I'm from Texas. I'm from San Antonio. Where were you in 1999 when the Spurs won and defeated the New York Knicks?
Oh, God. You're going to take me back to that? 1999, I was 15 years old. Knicks are the 8th seed. They go on that magical run. They take on the Heat. They knock out the Heat. They obviously that was a strike shortened year. That Knicks team was good. Spreewell, Houston, Camby, everything gelled. Ewing was on his last legs. And then we take on your team with the Twin Towers. And, we were no match for you guys. You guys beat us in 5, and that series wasn't even that competitive. But that's the last time the Knicks have been in the finals, and hopefully it's not the last.
Nah, I'll give y'all, y'all are going to get Zion. Zion's going to New York, because you know the NBA's rigged. But,
I hope so.
But Eli Manning, this is his farewell goodbye. This is his last year. He's just going to say goodbye. He's a New York legend. At the end of the day, he won us 2 Super Bowls. And, yeah.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
Eli Manning, this is his farewell tour if he decides to play. And to be honest, I love Eli. I don't want to see him come back. I don't. This is going to be one of the worst years ever for me to have to watch Eli Manning play quarterback this year, because he is going to get torn limb by limb by the Giants fans, and it's not worth it. Why put you? Thank you so much, Board and Hour. Says this sucks. I was just about to upload a video about the possible Odell trade scenario. And I can't read that because my screen's cracked. I'm gonna try to read the rest of it. But no, it's gonna be a tough year to watch. Thank you so much for the super chat, Busted Out. It's gonna be a really tough year to be a Giants fan. The next couple of years, and Browns weren't one of them. Should I still upload it? Yeah, why not? Why not do it? Why not upload it? I always say upload content. But yeah, man. Anything else before I let you go?
All right, man. Well, thank you for taking my call, man. I appreciate it.
No, of course, man. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, man. Go Spurs girls. Go Big Blue. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Bye.
Let's take the next caller. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Holy crap, I finally got in. Jesus. Alright, how you doing, Entertainer?
What's going on? Is this Stentinator?
Of course it is. Come on now, you know me.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Big Jets fan in the chat. I'm assuming probably talk a little Beckham, but it's up to you.
Sure. I mean, honestly, I don't find it the overly lopsided. I think the Browns did get the better end of the stick on this trade, but I mean, you pick up another first rounder, which helps out a lot. Now you have your number 6 pick and I believe a number 17 pick to add on, and then you have Jabril Peppers, who, again, I don't think he's a bad player. I think he has some tweaking to go through, but I mean, he hasn't lived up to that great first rounder name that he was going to come into as, but nevertheless, I
don't mean to interrupt you. I'm going to let you keep talking. Sperm Cell, I'm sorry if you're upset. There's like 200 people in there. There's probably 30 people calling at once. If Sperm Cell, if you want to type in your first 3, I'll take you next. I don't want to play favorites because then everybody is going to ask me to play favorites. And when you have 30 people calling in at once, you can't do it. You can't do it. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, shit, I forgot. 1 second. Yeah, no, but then, fun fact, actually, my stepsister actually went to the same high school as Jabril Peppers. And she would go watch him on the field, and he was just by far the best player on the team. It's not even a question. But
I think Jabril Peppers is a good pickup. I think Jabril Peppers is a good pickup, and I like the contract because he's a late first-round pick, so you're going to be paying him probably $2 million next year. You're paying a guy who has potential to be a very good safety in the NFL next to nothing. This year, the cap doesn't get benefited because of the $16 million hit. But overall, going forward, the Giants are going to have so much cap space now. Long term, this trade could really work out. Long term.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, I think Jabril Peppers is going to be a solid pickup. As I said, he's not bad. He's not fantastic, but he's going to be a nice, solid little piece for you guys. I'm not sure whether you can build around him, but you guys are definitely going to have a nice player on your team now for many years to come. Not many years to come, but for years to come. And I'm just like, I actually took a break for a little while. I was just like, I've been looking at my phone from when I woke up this morning to 10 o'clock, so I had to take a little break. So I'm just getting more and more news with the Jets re-signing Henry Anderson for $17 million guaranteed and a nice 3-year contract with that, and it's just, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Yeah. We'll see. And he says he's nothing like Collins. It's hard to say. He's only been in the league for 2 years, but he may not be anything like Collins. Hopefully, he's as good as Collins, and you get him for a much cheaper rate, and you can build a team through the draft. That's what we could hope. Never mind, I'm going to head up. Man, Sperm Cell, I will take you next. 704, I appreciate the super chat, but I will take you next. I said I would. If you want to call next, I will absolutely take your call next. But anything else, Detonator?
No, I'm just going to see how Le'Veon news plays out. It's kind of up in the air, 50-50, whether we get him or not. And that's all I want to say. So thanks for taking my call, and have a good night.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for the call. Detonator, Sperm Cell, please call in. I am going to give you 30 seconds. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I don't see a 704. I can't wait much longer. I can't wait. I'm sorry, I can't wait. There's way too many callers. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yes. Hey, Chris, it's Rover, actually.
Rover Sports, the Bear is in the house, and I know what your thoughts are on this trade. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you, why are you so sad? Why are other Giants fans sad at today's news?
I'm not sad. I'm trying to take a positive approach. What I'm sad about, I guess, is I think they should have gotten more. But I'm not sad. I've said that throughout this whole calling show. I think that long term, I think it definitely could work out for the Giants. I don't believe in paying wide receivers $20 million. I don't think this guy was a leader. But yes. I think they could have gotten more. That's what I'm sad about.
Well, the problem is if you kept Odell Beckham next year, you're just going to then divide Shermer. You're going to continue to see him divide the locker room. I look at this as a problem is now finally gone off of our hands, a headache,
is gone from the New York Football Giants. And this guy was an absolute headache, whether it was destroying an airplane after losing to the Packers, whether it was him and Josh Norman, whether it was the kicking net, whether it was the interview, the possible drug use in the bedroom with that girl. He just is headache after headache. And the Cleveland Browns right now, with Landry, Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham, they're putting all these personalities together. It sounds really good, but it's really going to be an absolute disaster for them in the long run. And Dave Gettleman, it took a lot of balls to make this decision, and I'm so proud of Dave Gettleman because we're going to get back to Giants football, which is with guys like Toomer, with quiet wide receivers. Jake Ballard, Kevin Boss, Dominic Hickson. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking as you're talking. One thing, no one, whether you agree with the things he's done or not, one thing that I think is a good quality about Gettleman, now you may not agree with the decisions he makes, but one thing that I love about Gettleman is his balls, and he does not fold to the media, he does not fold to the fans, he knows he is there to make the decision, and he is not going to let the people in this chat, he is not going to let the people who write for Newsday make them, he's going to make them. Last year everybody said you need to take a quarterback, you have to take a quarterback. He said, no I don't. I'm going to take the best player on the board. I'm going to take a once-in-a-generational running back. I'm going to take a guy who's going to lead this team to a Super Bowl down the line, who's going to be an example on and off the field, who's going to be a leader. I'm going to take Saquon Barkley when everybody told him he can't do that, and he did it. And now he goes and trades Odell Beckham, and whether or not you agree with it, you got to give him credit. He has balls. Gettleman has balls.
I mean, Odell Beckham, like if he was here, like with Eli, like I seriously doubt a team with Odell Beckham will ever be a consistent winner year after year. Because that guy has been so inconsistent with his behavior. And Eli Manning, I think Eli Manning's going to love this in his final year because I believe that when you have a star wide receiver as a quarterback, look at with Big Ben Roethlisberger, it's not easy to play with a wide receiver that demands the football all the time. Look at Jeff Garcia and Terrell Owens. Look at McNabb and T.O. It's not easy to play sometimes with a star receiver, and I think Eli Manning's going to enjoy in his final year not having to force feed the ball to Odell Beckham. I think it's high maintenance dealing with Odell Beckham.
Yes.
And now Odell Beckham is absolutely gone. And also, I don't get why people are emotional about Odell Beckham because he didn't win any games. He was here for maybe the 4 worst years in a very long time for Giants football. Why are people getting so emotional over Odell Beckham? Okay. Answer me that question.
I'm going to answer that question in a second. First, I want to address, I was waiting for you to finish. I think his name is Jay in the chat, and he said, and how did that work out for you, alluding to the draft pick of Barkley? You went 5-11. And my answer to Jay for that is, what do you think Sam Darnold would have went for the Giants last year without Saquon Barkley with this mess of a team? They would have went 3-13. They wouldn't have won more than 5 games. So this team has a ton of holes. It's not going to be fixed in one day.
Right.
Rome was not built in a day. People need to realize that. Rome was not built in a day.
Thank you. You're making my point for me. So if the Giants kept Odell Beckham and these fans are acting like, oh my gosh, what a huge loss it is for the New York Giants. The New York Giants have no defense at all. We can't. Me and you could start in the secondary for this defense. It's terrible. This defense is horrible. So keeping Odell Beckham and his $19 million, it doesn't serve you any good whatsoever. It's time to rebuild. It's time to embrace it's Gettleman's time. But, yes, that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm not going to say we won the trade or lost the trade yet. I think it's a trade you have to get.
Right. And even if the Browns are good for 1 year, this trade will be judged in 4 years, in 3 to 4 years. Because for this trade to work for the Cleveland Browns, they better be good for 3 or 4 years. Anybody can be good for 1 year like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I truly believe the Browns will go back to the bottom of the NFL in 2, 3, 4 years. They'll be done. Trust me.
Yeah, it's the same thing as the Porzingis trade. You have to give it 3 or 4 years to figure it out, man. And Rover just hung up on me. But thank you, Rover, for calling on. Always appreciate it when you do. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
You what up, Chris? It's Kyle.
Kyle. What's going on, my man? Thank you for calling in, buddy.
Oh, my gosh. Who thought today was going to happen?
I didn't think it was going to happen yet. I thought it might happen down the line, but I didn't think it was going to happen yet.
I'm happy, but I'm not and I'm happy, but I'm sad. I'm like at the same time, I'm like, I'm glad we got a better deal than Brown got from the Steelers, but I feel like we got gypped majorly. I'm like, I wanted a first and a second at least.
No. I'm going to tell you right now, I think they could have gotten more. But the one thing I will say is they definitely shopped them around for a while, because we've been hearing about these rumors now for months. This didn't just happen today. So this was probably the best deal they could have gotten. But if that was the case, I wouldn't have traded him. So I think they could have gotten more. I'm just trying to take a positive outlook on it. They could have gotten more. The way the Giants might have looked at it is the longer we wait, if we wait another year, we may get less, because he may continue his off-the-field antics. He may get hurt again. He may develop a reputation of being an injury-prone player, and we won't be able to trade this guy. So that might be why they trade him. They might have looked and saw what Antonio Brown got, and everybody knows Beckham's already hinting that he wants out. You know, he never said it, but he was always complaining about the way Giants rent things. Who's to say that next year Beckham doesn't do exactly what Antonio Brown did and force a trade, and then the Giants are stuck taking a 3rd and a 5th round pick?
Oh, I know, man. And you know what else makes me laugh? I don't know if you remember it as well. When we fired Reese, the 2 candidates we wanted was John Dorsey and Dave Gettleman.
That's funny.
You remember?
Yeah.
Do you actually remember that actually happening?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm like, I look at it now, I'm like, you could see how they're 2 very different GMs taking different approaches. I'm curious. Are we glad? Because I'm actually glad we stuck with Gettleman. I think Gettleman's planning for the long future, as I think Dorsey's more doing to like right now. I like that Gettleman's planning for a little bit more for the future.
I like the way Gettleman builds a team. I've always been of that mindset that you build a team from the inside out. You have to build from the offensive line and the pass rush. That's how you win football games in the NFL. I've always believed that. You don't win it with flashy wide receivers. You win it by having a great offensive line and having a pass rush on defense. That's what wins football games. It is. It is. That's bottom line. I mean, everybody sees, especially when you play in New York. We don't play in a dome. We don't play in sunny Florida where we can air the ball out 60 times. So I like Gettleman's philosophy. It's just a matter of can he put it all together. That's what we got to worry about.
Oh my God, man! I'm excited to see Saquon this year. It's officially the Saquon era for the New York Giants. I'm really glad we made the pick. Trade we did earlier to get a good O lineman. I'm kind of really excited to see what Saquon can do when he's not going to get hit in our backfield almost throughout the entire game.
Okay, hold on. I want to address Jay, because Jay just seems to be against everything I say. I am completely for pounding the ball down your throat. And that means getting a strong offensive line and a running back to run. I want the Giants to build their team the same way the Rams did. You get a stud running back in the draft, you build up that offensive line, and then everything works around from the running back. I don't think Jared Goff's the best quarterback in the world, but with that supporting cast, it makes him a hell of a lot better, and they don't have superstar wide receivers on that team. I think the Giants can absolutely copy the blueprint that the Rams have. There's no reason to think that they can't. They have the running back. He's comparable to Gurley. Fix the offensive line, and they can have a very similar team on offense to the Rams. Now, are they going to get that pass rush up the middle? No. But running the ball sets up the pass. Period. End of story. It doesn't need to be a flashy running back like Saquon Barkley, but it certainly doesn't hurt. But go ahead.
Hey, look what we did with Brandon Jacobs for years. Look what we did with Ahmad Bradshaw for years. We got a guy who ran through the middle. And that's when Eli was at his best.
Yeah. Okay, and you're absolutely right, Dwayne Basco. Part of that had to do with Jeff Fisher was the coach. Jeff Fisher was a horrible, horrible coach. They brought in a guy with a much better offensive mind. And part of that had to do with adding some wide receivers, no doubt about it. Cooks is solid, but they did good. He was good before Cooks. They brought in Cooks this year. They did fine without Cooks the year before. But go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I'm really I love the moves we made. I like what Gettleman's doing. We're focusing more on the O-line. I'm really confident about Saquon. I really think he's not going to get hit in the backfield like he did all last year. I think he's actually going to get hit in the line of scrimmage, and I want to see him make some moves, getting hit at the line of scrimmage instead of getting hit in 4 or 5 yards in his own backfield. I think that's going to help him tremendously, what we did.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And now Josh Latour saying Cooper Kupp. You're telling me Sterling Shepard can't be Cooper Kupp? Do you really believe that Sterling Shepard can't be Cooper Kupp? I think he can be. But anything else?
Go ahead. I got one question. Do we keep him now next year?
Yes, I think they do. I think they do keep Shepard at this point.
Because I look at him like he's our most senior wide receiver, which I don't know if you'd be like a bad thing or a good thing. I'm like, he's always had good hands, but I'm like, looks like this year's going to be a bit of a rough patch, but I'm willing to take 1 to 2 years down to have this team have long-term success.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping happens from this. That's what I'm hoping.
Out of every steal that has happened today, I'd like to congratulate the Carolina Panthers on this biggest steal so far in free agency for the center, Paradis.
Oh, that was a great. 3 years, $27 million was an absolute steal.
I wanted him for that. Like, if you were going to tell me we could have got him for that, I would have told you you're crazy.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. But I'm going to let you go, buddy, because I got a bunch of people calling in. But thank you for the call.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck tonight. Feel better, boss.
All right, thank you for the call. Let me take the next call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, is this my favorite curling show?
What's going on, man? Love this guy. What's going on, Benny?
Hey, Chris, I'm inviting you to Vegas with me. It seems I'd be right about everything with the Giants. We talked about this a couple of months ago, man.
All right, now I want to get Benny's talk because Benny's a very knowledgeable Giants fan. He's very good with the cap. He knows his stuff. I want to get your thoughts on this trade. Do you think the Giants got enough for OBJ, and do you like the direction of this team going forward?
Well, to be honest, the last month and a half that we talked about this, and I made this a prediction along with other guys, but my prediction was 2 number ones. You should have knocked on the Packers' door and get their first round number 12 and the first round number 30, which they got from the Saints.
Do you think that the Packers would have been willing to do that?
2 number ones? I know we could have fit in the next in our salary cap coming up next year.
Because the way I look at it is this, Benny, that the safety they got was the 25th overall pick. I don't know if you're a fan of him or not, but do you think he's comparable to the 30th overall pick in this year's draft?
You mean Peppers?
Yeah.
Nah, I would have gotten the 2 number ones. So, I already signed to feel better.
So you'd rather have
I already signed.
Yeah.
You already signed a Theo Becker from the Cardinals. You're familiar with the system.
Yeah, but he's not. He's a short-term solution. He's 35 years old.
Cool. It's just to teach the guys the system.
Yeah. No. I get the pickup. I think it's a good pickup, but that's my question for you. Would you rather have the 3rd round pick and a safety that was the 25th overall pick 2 years ago, or the 30th pick? That's the question.
I'm gonna answer it like this: the way Gettleman builds his team, as you mentioned it a million times, from the line to the linebackers to the back. To me, the safety's an afterthought. With 13 picks, I'm gonna get a safety.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a safety. I'm gonna have 2 number 2s, 2 second rounders, probably 2 third rounders, and 2 number 1s. I'm getting somebody. I could get somebody.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I could get somebody.
Yeah, but either way, it sounds like that you're okay with the trade. You wish they would have gotten a little more, but you don't mind the trade.
No, I don't mind the trade, but I would have gone to Green Bay because to me, a safety's an afterthought. I could get a bunch of them. If you're getting the way he builds a defense is exactly the way you should build it. If you got a devious, ferocious front 7, you don't need all-stars in the back.
Look at the Chicago
you don't
Bears.
Need all-star safeties.
Look at the Chicago Bears. They don't got all-star secondary. They had a great front 7.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not even when the Bears won in '85. Not even when the Giants won did we have any superstar corners.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I'm good with the trade because I didn't want this kid.
Yeah.
I didn't want him. See, I don't want Porzingis either because nobody over 7 foot in the history of basketball has been durable. So nobody with Odell's traits, that he's always in trouble, that he's a drama boy. It's too risky for that money. But Gettleman was smart in signing him because you can control him for what he did. He did make something of it. Got another number 1 for us and a number 3 and the safety.
Well,
if he didn't sign him, we wouldn't have this.
That's why they signed him. I think, as I went back to, I've said tonight, I think that's why they signed him. I think they signed him with the intention never to keep him. I think they signed him knowing that they would trade him at some point. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, look, Why Antonio Brown didn't get you back much? Because he's old. He's 30.
Well, he's 30. I think he's 30, and he forced his way out of Axel Armour says the Bears they have one great DB. Eddie Jackson's fantastic, but
Eddie Jackson is fantastic.
Yeah, and I like Amos. Amos is good. I wanted the Giants to get Amos, and Callahan's solid, but those guys aren't world beaters, and I think they look better because of the front seven. That's just my opinion. Obviously, Eddie Jackson's very good.
Hey, Chris, I know Gettleman's like semi-apprehensive about. He has a rule with getting the quarterback because he fears if you're wrong, you're setting it back 2, 3, 4 years. You know. With that said, I mean, I have a draft pick where, in my opinion, they should get Haskins. But I look at it. I also have a draft pick where I'm looking at it from Gettleman's point of view. He'd probably take that kid, offensive tackle, right tackle from Florida, and then second or third round. He's going to get the big boy quarterback from Buffalo. We don't like it, but he's got the Cam Newton size.
Yeah.
Tyree Jackson.
Yeah.
Tyree Jackson.
You think he's a long-term answer though?
Man, I don't like his release.
Yeah,
I
didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what I saw at the combine.
Whoa, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, you could think that way because that's what Gettleman might do. You know, he might get a tackle first round. He might get a tackle first round and then bother with the quarterback second round.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't like that though because wow, that kid to me is like a 4th, 5th round.
Yeah.
He's so underdeveloped.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Delano, type your first 3. I'll try to get you. I have so many people calling in. I can't wait forever because it's just too rude when I have 10 people calling in. But if you type in the first 3, I'll try to get you next. But anything else, Benny, before I let you go?
Oh, no, you have a lot of people. I pay my respects to them. Just remember, I'm still batting 1,000, man. Let's try to get rid of Jenkins.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call, my man. Thank you for the call.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, have a good one. That was Benny Breeze. I'm going to try to get Delano. I got 5 more seconds. I can't wait. I got to take a call. There's too many people calling. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Chris. How you doing, man?
What's going on? Thank you for the call. Can you turn down Can you turn down the volume?
All right, let me do that 1 second. Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yep, I hear you.
All right, man. Listen, that guy you just called in, he's on the point. But if I was Gettleman, I would go for that boy, Tyree Jackson, for the number 6. To me, he's a better quarterback and a better gunslinger than Dwayne Haskins from Buffalo. That boy would be a better quarterback, and with what they've done, freed up the cap space, they could rebuild the offensive line, and still, with all the other picks that we have, we could build the defense, because right now defense sucks. So we're getting rid of Landon Collins gives us all that room, along with getting rid of Odell, which I mean he was one of our best. But when you look at it, you know, we have more cap room. We can get better players. We can even go and get that boy Clinton Diggs. What's his name?
Clinton Dix, yeah. So basically what you're saying is you are of the mindset that you would rather take a quarterback later in the draft.
I would rather take the quarterback in the first round at the number 6.
Okay. Yes. I agree with you. If they're going to take a quarterback, I think you have to take whoever they feel is the best quarterback, whether it's Haskins. I would think Haskins is the best quarterback, but it's whoever they feel. If they're going to take one, they have to take him with the 6th.
If we had to go down the line, the boy Jackson is a more built like a Cam Newton Prescott type of player. He's 6'7". He's what Gettleman likes. Now, Dwayne Haskins, he has more body, but if you look at it, I would go with the boy Jackson. He's more of a gunslinger. He has that, to me, a better arm for throwing. He's like what Eli.
Well,
Eli Manning
if you like Jackson though, you're not taking him at 6th overall. He'll be in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. He's not going to go in the 1st round.
Well, that could be a good thing either way. If he's there in the 2nd round, then we build the O-line, get one of the best O-lines that we can get in the 1st round, and then go in the 2nd round where we have extra picks, and then go for that boy Jackson. But Dwayne Haskins, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not a Haskins guy. So a lot of people aren't.
I like. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I like what he has to offer. But if I had to gamble and look at what it is on the board, the boy out of Buffalo, he's very good, man. I wouldn't even pass on that boy.
Well, I just don't think it makes sense to take him in the 1st because nobody has him graded that high. So if you do like him, I think you wait until like the 3rd round to take him because I think most people look at him as a project quarterback that will probably drop to at least the 3rd round. So I think if you did like him, I think the Giants could get him in the 3rd round.
Okay, remember what happened with Tom Brady? Nobody liked Tom Brady.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think it doesn't make sense to take him 6th overall because you could get him later, much like the Patriots did with Tom Brady.
Right. And that would be a better setup for the Giants going down the line.
Yeah, I'm just of the belief I'm sick of wasting later round picks on quarterbacks. If they believe in a quarterback, if they believe in one, if they don't, they don't. But if they believe in a quarterback, you take him with the 6th pick if he's there. That's just my opinion. But I'm not of this mindset like a lot of Giants fans are that you need to take a quarterback. Take the guy who you think you should take. Period. End of story. I don't think we need
like what he did last year with Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
A lot of people was on the mindset of, oh, you should have gotten a quarterback. You should have done this. You should have done that. But when you really look at it, boiled down, I mean, we came out with the best player at that point. All the other quarterbacks that you have, they didn't do too well. Look at the boy that went to the Jets. They suck just as much as the Giants, and you know, so they were supposedly the best quarterback draft in 2018, and I don't believe that they were all that great. The quarterbacks that are coming out now are better, to me, have better arms with Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, oh man, that boy whoever picks him up, that boy is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not a huge Murray guy, but I do see what people love about the guy. You'd have to be blind not to see it. He clearly has the potential to be a great quarterback in the NFL. I just think he's a little bit too much of a risk at 6 overall. But, you know, he could be. I mean, he's got almost equal measurables to Russell Wilson. So, I mean, he certainly could be really good. I probably would have him 2nd behind Haskins. But, yeah, I'm not going to be upset no matter what the Giants do, as I've said all along, because they have so many holes that I'm not going to be upset if they do anything with that 6th overall pick. Because, I mean, unless they take something stupid. But if they take a quarterback who they think is best available, I'm completely fine with it. If they take a pass rusher, I'm completely fine with it. And I think that's the only two directions they're going with that pick. Unless they take Devon White, the middle linebacker.
Well, yeah, true. And like you say, we got so many holes. We suck on defense, and we got to build the O-line. I mean, you could have put Tom Brady on the Giants, and with the O-line that we had, he wouldn't have been a superb quarterback with that kind of offensive line. And, you know, with the defense giving up so much points, there's no way we could blame everything on Eli. Everybody was like, you know, Eli sucks. We need to get rid of him. But if you look at somebody who's diminishing, he's never been injured. And as a quarterback getting hit as much as he got hit in the first half of the season, I mean, hey, I would be gun shy for a minute, and then look at what he did come around on the second side of the season. He started throwing the deep threats, and Sterling Shepard was there to catch the ball, and they did phenomenally well. So all we got to do is rebuild, like what's happening now. We've gotten rid of a lot of cap space, so I think within the draft and probably within the rest of the free agency, or even undrafted players. There are a lot of good undrafted players, and I believe Gettleman and Sherman is looking at that, and they will build this team. So we just got to sit back and be patient.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I agree with almost everything you said. I'm gonna let you go. I got another call calling in, but I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for the call, buddy.
All right, man.
All right, have a good one. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for the call.
Hey, what's up? Thanks, Nicky.
Yeah, you got it, man. What's going on?
All right, so a few things. So about Jabril Peppers, I actually at first I didn't really like the pickup at all because I know he had a really down rookie year, but I was looking at him in Pro Football Focus, and he got better every week, and he had just under an 80 grade, which is pretty good for Pro Football Focus. I do think that he is going to be a long-term solution at safety. He actually went to, I know someone else earlier on the show said that he went to someone's sister's high school or something. He actually went to my high school first for 2 years, then went somewhere else, which is pretty cool. But then the 17 overall pick, I'm now convinced that obviously we're going to tank this year. I feel like we're tanking. Yeah. I don't think we're going to end up drafting a quarterback in this year. I think Gettleman wants to wait for next year and tank and take a Herbert or a Tua or a Fromm in the first round. I think he likes those quarterbacks better. I feel like
it's clearly obvious the Giants are tanking at this point. It's clearly obvious the Giants are tanking at this point, and I think they see what's ahead of them. It's a great quarterback draft, and that's what they're doing. They're not trying to win this year. They're not. I mean, they have no defense. They've gotten rid of their best defensive player and their best offense. Well, Barkley's their second best offensive player, and their best defensive player in the same offseason. I mean, if they were trying to win, they would have went out there and they would have tried to get some pieces for this team. Not that they could have gotten many with the cap space, but they certainly wouldn't have traded Beckham if they were trying to win this year, in my opinion.
Well, I think a lot of people forget in the 2016 season when obviously our defense was lights out, it was incredible, and then our offense was lackluster. But I don't think that we would have made it to the playoffs without Odell that year if we didn't have him on the team. He single-handedly won us the Sunday Night Football Cowboys game with a 67-yard slant and to the house, and then he won us the Ravens game on 4th and 1 with a 61-yard slant to the house.
No, I'm not going to say Odell Beckham doesn't win any football games. He's obviously unbelievable. I always say that. I just don't think long-term. Let's put it this way. I'm not going to say you can't win if you pay a wide receiver quarterback money, but it makes it a lot harder to win when you pay a wide receiver quarterback money because
I agree.
It's hard enough to fill the holes when you're paying a quarterback that kind of money. Then you throw that on top of it. I mean, it makes it damn near impossible. That's why I wasn't in favor of the contract to begin with. Nothing to do with Odell Beckham, all to do with the position.
Yeah, well, he single-handedly elongated Eli's career by 3 years.
Oh, he did? No, he did. He
led the league in interceptions, and then Odell comes in, and Eli throws 30 touchdowns.
He did. No, he did. Odell Beckham's great. I'm not going to tell you. Eli Manning's done. Eli Manning's been done.
Yeah.
And, but I just think it makes it really hard to win when you're paying a wide receiver that kind of money. That's just my honest opinion. Some people may disagree with me.
So what I wanted before this trade, I kind of wanted the Giants to trade down from 6 and trade back in the draft and maybe grab a Drew Lock. I kind of like him more than Haskins. I've always got Kyler Murray, but I do think that there's a lot of potential. He has a really high ceiling for me. Just with having this ability to run, he's just electric. But right now, I feel like I'd want a Montez Sweat at 6 overall because I don't think he'd be there at 17. And then I'd want to draft either a Lock if he's there or a Metcalf, or even, I might be reaching, but even Adderley, because I don't think he'd be there late in the first round, but I do think Adderley is going to be a good player, and I'd even go at 17 for Adderley.
I like Adderley.
I think he's the best safety.
But that doesn't make sense now, because you just got 2 safeties.
Antoine Bethea is obviously not going to be there, so also that Gelman is the best player available, and it's not out of the realm possibility that he would be the best safety on Gelman's board. And I feel like we are going to need another safety after Bethea is gone. Bethea is going to be our free safety, and this year Adderley is a great middle fielder, just like Earl Thomas, and I think that he'd be a good replacement.
I like Adderley. I have him as my number one safety. I just wouldn't take him now that I just traded for safety. Personally, everybody's different. If I'm thinking defense in this year's draft, with the first 2 picks in this round, I'm going Devon White 6, because I think he is going to be a great middle linebacker and a guy that I could stick there for 10 to 15 years, and I'm trying to get that pass rusher at 17. Whether it's Montez Sweat, whether it's Calais Farrell, whoever it is. If I'm thinking doubling up on defense in the first round, I'm going Devon White and a pass rusher at 17. That's what I would do.
I have my worries about Devon White. I love him. Last time I called, I was in with you on Devon White, but I've watched a lot of film, and he misses a lot of tackles, and he misses a lot of reads that you're like, he should have been in that hole. That was his job, and he sometimes tries to do too much, and it misses his job, and that kind of worries me a little bit. But he is ridiculously fast. He's a great athlete. He played running back in high school, and he converted to linebacker. That's why he's so fast. But I do have a lot of my worries. I don't know that he's worth.
No, you're absolutely right. I've seen the film on YouTube, and he tackles high a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's why he's falling in mocks. And I like Devon White. I think he's an unbelievable athlete. I think he's going to be a top-tier linebacker, but I get the worries. I think Sweat is a bigger reach than White at 6. Sweat has a ton of
really?
Yeah, because I like Sweat a lot. He's got a ton of athletic ability, but Sweat is not polished. Every scout you talk to, the guy's not polished. They say he's a guy, but they said the same thing about JPP, and he turned out great. They said the same thing about OCU.
He was all pro his second year.
Yeah, they said the same thing about OCU Manure. He turned out great, but sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't. I'm not gonna be upset if they take Montez Sweat. He's got a ton of ability. What do you run, a 4.44 or something like that?
4.41, which is faster than what Odell ran at the combine. So
yeah, he's a crazy athlete. I don't like some of the things I read about him, but I mean, I don't think any of the defensive players at 6 are a slam dunk. I think there's 3 slam dunks, and I don't think any of them are going to be there when the Giants pick.
I'm really hoping that somebody trades up and drafts Haskins, and then either maybe Josh Allen would fall to us at 6. I'm hoping that somebody just takes quarterbacks ahead of us, and one of them just happens to fall to us at 6. That's what I would hope for.
Oh my God, I would love Josh Allen. Josh Allen's my favorite player in this draft. He would be perfect for our system.
He would fit perfect in our system.
Yeah, he would be perfect. I just don't think he's going to be there, but I hope and I pray. But I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. But we'll see, man. I can't wait for the draft. I know a lot of Giants fans are down, but I'm trying to look at it from a positive standpoint. We weren't going to win it anyway next year, so maybe this helps us load up for the following years going forward with the cap space and extra draft picks. So
Well, something that Rover said, which kind of I didn't really care for, was that he's not a leader and he is a head case. I feel like he had his problems, but I don't really feel like he did anything this year. I feel like he kind of grew up a little bit this year. I myself am very attached to Odell. I cried after I woke up from my nap when I saw this. My dad called me and I started crying. And I was like, this dude, I think he is a leader on the team. I think he's a vocal leader before games. He gets the team going. And you saw it when we went 3-13 when Odell wasn't there, that there was the team didn't have any fire to them, and Odell was that fire that gave him that X factor to push harder. And I don't feel like anyone else really has that. He got Saquon going. Saquon's all about getting real hype, but Odell brought that out, and Shep gets hype because of Odell. Eli even gets hype because of Odell. The defense, everyone loves Odell. Everyone just does, and I think that you can't replace that.
Hey man, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I disagree, but I'm not gonna say. I do see what you're saying. He's a very emotional player, and he does get people hyped up, I guess. But I just don't like a lot of the things he did off the field. But yeah. I'm not saying that was a reason to trade the guy. But I was not a fan of Odell, what he did off the field. But it is what it is. He's gone now, and it doesn't matter if we were fans of him or if he wasn't. He's no longer a New York Giant.
Yeah, we just didn't get enough for him. That's the main thing. I really, and that dead cap, I hate that. It really pissed me off.
$16 million is a lot. It's a lot.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we got a first and a third round. This third rounder, it's not even an early third round. It's was it 90-something overall, which is almost a fourth round pick?
I think it's 80th overall, but it's a mid third round pick.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was like 92 or something.
Well, they're picking at 17, so it's a mid third round pick.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Well, it was the Browns' second round, their second, third round pick. They have two.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like I said, I literally came on here as soon as I got back from the movie, so I just assumed it was the 17th.
I'm pretty sure it was like 92 overall. I think I saw that on Total Access.
All right, I'll have to take a look after. But I'm gonna let you go because I got a lot of people calling in. But great call, buddy.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it, man. All right, this guy's been calling for a while. I'm glad that I got him. What's going on? You're on live.
Yeah. Thanks for picking me up.
Who's
my name's Denard.
What's up, Denard? How you doing? Thank you for the call.
Yeah. You know, I heard you guys talking about the quarterback situation a lot, and with the quarterback situation with me, I feel like if we have a chance to go get the quarterback from Arizona, Rosen,
right?
I feel like that's what we should do because that's what we need. I feel like that's the only reason why Dave Gettleman went and traded Odell Beckham.
Yeah. Well, you think he traded Odell Beckham to get an extra pick so he could still take a defensive player and take a quarterback? Is that what you're getting at?
So I'm saying I feel like he went and got that extra pick because we needed that extra pick so we can give away more picks like on a later end to get up so we can go so we can like waste picks at the end to give to somebody else so we can have the quarterback and use the other first two picks for something else. That's what I'm basically saying.
I don't want to trade up. I'd be furious if they traded up at this point. I mean, you just trade Odell Beckham to get extra pick just so you could trade up. I mean, then essentially you're giving. I don't want to trade up. I want to stay where they are at 6. Let the chips.
Oh no! I'm not saying trade up. I'm saying go get Rosen. Trade some of your picks to go get Rosen.
Oh, okay. I was misinterpreting what you're saying. Okay, so
yeah, and use the other first two picks to go use like defense, like you guys are saying. That's what I feel like is the ideal situation for the Giants right now.
Oh, if they could get Rosen for their second round pick, you got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling, and I feel like if Metcalf falls down to 17, I feel like we have to take him just to fill in the role. To have a number one, at least a legitimate number one receiver.
Yeah, and I hope so, Slick Nick. I just saw that our Red Storm going to win. I hope so. They got to win a few games to get into the tournament. But Metcalf has a very high upside. We saw he performed at the Combine. Unbelievable athlete. I mean, he's got under 2% body fat. I didn't even think that was possible. I think he's going to soar up draft charts, though. I really don't think he'll be there at 17. I don't see him getting past the Bills at 9.
Yeah, but see that would be. I just feel like that would be ideal for the Giants if we somehow get Rosen before the draft. The 6th pick, we go with a defensive player, either a defense person who can rush the passer or a linebacker, and then with the 17th pick, we get somebody else to
best player available
to fill in.
Yeah,
the best player available. Yeah,
you go BPA there. No, I would love Rosen. I don't even love Rosen. I'm not a big fan of Rosen, but for that value, it is hard to pass up on a quarterback. Second round pick. I mean, Rosen with his potential, you got to do it. You got to pull the trigger. But we'll see, man. It's not a bad idea. It really isn't. It is getting late, so I want to try to get a couple more people, and then I got to go to bed. It's already midnight. But I just want to say thank you for the call, buddy.
Thanks for answering. You
got it, man. You got it. All right, guys, I'm going to take a few more calls, and I'm going to call tonight. It's already midnight. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, boss. Appreciate it, man. I love your work, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Who's this?
This is Norman. I'm in Kansas City, actually. Chiefs fan over here.
Norman, Chiefs fan. All right. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir, man. So, man, that was just crazy news about the Giants stuff. I was just wondering, what are you thinking about the whole thing? Really, is it even settled in? What do you guys think you're gonna do? You're gonna take a DK Metcalf maybe first overall? What?
No,
the Giants' future is crazy right now.
I don't want the Giants to waste that 6th pick on DK Metcalf.
You don't want to?
No.
I don't know, man. He blew up the combine. You don't think he grabbed their eye?
I like DK Metcalf, but I just think the Giants have way too many holes at more important positions right now. that
Devon White, maybe.
You could go
If
Devon
he
White.
falls.
You could go pass rusher. We were talking about Montez Sweat. There's a couple of guys they could take there. I think they either got to go quarterback or defense or pass rusher or Devon White. I think you either go the middle linebacker, a pass rusher, or Dwayne Haskins. I think those are their options there at 6. Now, if he falls to 17, you could start thinking DK Metcalf.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely at 17. Or even maybe a Devin Bush. I was thinking about that. I can't wait to see your mock draft, especially now that you guys got 2 first rounders. First of all.
Well, Devin Bush had a great combine too. He's a little undersized. I think he's about 5'11", but a little undersized for a middle linebacker, but very athletic. And at 17, that's not
maybe
a horrible.
that's what you guys need, is that versatility.
That's not a horrible pick.
Defense.
That's not. And Anthony Marchuka, what's going on, my man? Man, I'm fine, bro. I'm not ecstatic, but I'm not going nuts about this trade. I realize why the Giants did it. Now, do I think they could have gotten more? Probably, yeah.
So, how much cap space? Do you know how much that frees up for you guys, or what does exactly that do financially?
This year it doesn't help us because it's a $16 million dead cap hit on Beckham, but this is about the next 4 years. I mean, because Beckham was under contract for $20 million or thereabouts a year going forward. I think it was 21. So now that's gone. That's $21 million freed up on next year's cap. You're going to have $23 million freed up from Eli, so that's 44 right there. You're going to have Janoris Jenkins probably cut. I think he carries about a $3 million dead cap hit. Anthony Marchuka, thank you so much. He said, Chris, breathe, we are good. Anthony, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. But yeah, you're gonna have probably gonna have 80 plus next year because they always raise the cap. They're gonna have about $80 million to spend next year in free agency.
Right on, man. Well, I can't wait to see your stuff, man. I appreciate you having me on the show.
I'm just
God
curious.
bless.
I'm just curious. Did you join my channel off of all these draft preview videos I did, or have you been a subscriber?
Yeah, I joined off all the draft videos, actually. Just subscribe from that.
The free agent stuff, rather. That's awesome, man. That's why I did them, man. I was trying to get outside fans to join the channel, so I appreciate you checking
man, you
out
got
my
one. Yeah, you for sure, bro. You got me, and I'm going to stay watching your stuff and keep doing you, man.
I appreciate you checking out my channel, buddy. I really do. Thank you so much.
For sure, boss. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you for the call.
Bye-bye.
All right. All right, I'm going to take... I don't know if Christian Orr is still in here. I will take his call. I feel bad. Wait, I think... Is this Delano?
This is Delano.
All right, I saw 910 pop up. I said I got to grab that. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm all right.
Yeah, man. I know you're a big Giants fan. I'm curious to get your take on this. What do you think of this trade?
In all honesty, it's the same situation. I think it's the immediate shock of it that makes you upset because of the fact that you look at, again, transformational talent. You looked at the idea of Odell and Saquon and possibly a future quarterback. Because Eli's there, but again, you have to look forward because he's at the end of his career.
Right.
So you always look at the aspect of those type of, situations where you might get a good quarterback and, that leads you to another, contention. So, yeah, initially, there was anger, there was fury. I was, ready to, take the, raise it to my wrist, but I calmed down and realized that, one, we have a receiver core.
Yeah.
We're not relying on just one guy anymore. You look at how Carolina's been for years. Steve Smith is it. We're good. We're so good.
I like that you have this positive mindset. I know a lot of Giants fans are going nuts about this. And by the way, Amsung, I know you've been saying you wanted to call in, and Nick Howard. If there's anybody else, I can't stay on forever. But if you guys type in your first 3 digits, I will try to take you guys next. Anybody else who wants to call and type in the first 3, I'll take like 3 or 4 more calls after this, but I gotta get some sleep. But yeah, man, I like that you have the positive mindset. I'm trying to take a positive mindset from this. I think it's going to free up a lot of cap space. That's the one really positive thing. Now we get an extra first-round pick. You could draft either an offensive lineman with that 17th overall. You could take a pass rusher there. It gives us so much opportunity in this year's draft. Plus, a lot of things that people aren't talking about. We got a good safety here who's still under a very cost-effective contract. He's still under his rookie deal for at least 2 or 3 more years in Peppers, who was a first-round safety 2 years ago. So That's another nice pickup. You're only paying him like $2 million. So the Giants are going to be able to do a lot of things with this team over the next 2 or 3 years with all this money freed up. So I'm trying to look at it from a positive standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, we look at all the picks that we got out of. We have no other choice but to look at the positive. Everybody's upset because, like I said, I get it. Odell is a transformational player, so again, the antics were there, but he was at least in a lot of people's eyes a top 5 receiver in the whole NFL. So I get it, but again, we have a receiver core. We don't necessarily need Odell Beckham. How do I know this? Look at these past couple of years when he's been injured.
Yeah,
we've made plays off the ball without Odell Beckham. He's a deep threat. After a catch, he can get yards. But you know who else can do that? Corey Coleman can do that.
Yeah.
Sterling Shepard can do that.
Saquon Barkley
Evan
could do
Ingram
that.
has proven to do that. Yeah, so we're not hurting as much as people are looking at the name. Stop looking at the name on the back and look at the one on the front. We are so good.
Yeah,
we are so good.
I think long term, if the Giants do things the proper way, I think they could become a better team from this. I really do. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen this year. It probably won't happen next year. I think it's 2 years, but I think now this is going to give them more flexibility with all these extra draft picks, with the extra cap space. I think they're going to be able to put that money into positions that I think matter more, and I think that the Giants only signed Beckham to trade him. After this trade,
Right.
I really believe that because I think they knew they were going to trade him, but they couldn't just let him walk. They had to get something for him. So I think they signed him last offseason. They said, we'll try to get this, give it one more go with Eli, and if it doesn't work out, we're going to flip him for something. And that's what they did.
Yeah, so like I said, and this is why I keep saying, too, in regards to Haskins, draft Haskins. And I'm going to say a couple of things. And, of course, this is just me as a fan looking at fans who want to play. Victor Cruz was an undrafted Giants fan who turned out to be one of the guys that helped us win a Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley is a Bronx native who grew up a Giants fan, who's a transformational talent. Dwayne Haskins is a Jersey kid who's a Giants fan. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, we got to get this kid. And the pride that he's gonna play with, coming on the field for the Big Blue, is gonna be bigger than getting a Rosen out of a trade or any other quarterback you got in the draft, especially one who's a traditional quarterback. You don't need his feet to, as far as foot speed, you need his arm. And he shows you he has a cannon. So for me, the number 6 pick is easily going to be Dwayne Haskins. That's just me as a fan of him. I've seen what he's done in the, short amount of time that he's played. But it's good enough for me to say, you know what? That's our guy.
I've been saying for weeks, I like Dwayne Haskins, and it would be a really cool story to have a guy that grew up in Jersey play with another guy that grew up in Jersey with Saquon Barkley. It would be such a cool story. And I like that he wants to be here. Now, I'm not going to say the Giants should take this guy because he wants to be here. Of course, you have to like his skill set. And I do. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't know if he's a great quarterback, but I think he's a good quarterback. And I'm not.
He's a good QB, but let me tell you something. You groom guys to be great, and I feel like he is going to be great.
He could be. I mean, if they give him the right supporting cast, if they could fix this O-line, which they're clearly making and they're doing it, they're addressing it with the Olivier Vernon trade. Obviously, I think they're going to draft another one probably early in this year's draft. And you could get him a few weapons. Obviously, we lost Odell, but you still have Saquon. Shepard's probably going to be back next year now that he's gone. Ingram's a good weapon. I'm sure they're going to add another weapon. So I'm not worried. They'll find another weapon, whether it's in the draft, whether it's in free agency. I am not worried with all the money they're going to have next offseason. So they are. Don't
be surprised you see Hollywood Brown join the Giants as well, especially now with another number 1 pick. Listen, I've seen the kid go. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Hollywood Brown. I would like to see Marquise in the Big Blue as well. That would be a nice little pickup for us. It addresses, again, these guys, you don't know what they're going to be if you don't put them in that position. Odell made a name for himself with that catch.
Hollywood.
Again,
Odell was great. Odell was great. It wasn't just that catch, but yes.
No, but I'm just saying. But again, you put him in that position, and you see how great he could have that he became.
Right.
You got to put these guys in position, and we can't keep holding back. And okay, well, Odell was again, if that's the case, then a lot of guys we would have passed on in regards to making draft choices. So I'm not at the mindset of losing Odell, it hurt our franchise or anything like that. Again, it was great that he was there. You saw the potential of what we could have been, but it didn't pan out. We have to move forward, So
yeah, I mean that's all you can do as a fan right now. We can't sit and pout and be like, "Oh, I can't root for this team anymore," because you got to move on. You got to move on and hope that they have a plan in place and they're going to build the team the right way. I think there's an opportunity now. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but it wasn't going to happen overnight with Odell. There was way too many holes. This team was not going to win next year with or without Odell. If anything, this may make the team better in terms of this will allow them to get a better draft pick in next year's draft. And they'll probably get a Tua if they don't take a quarterback in this year's draft. So there's a lot of options that the Giants are going to have now going forward. And that's it, man. That's all we can hope for is that they make the right decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. But, just as long as we're not starting Kyle Oletta, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but well, we can't start Kyle Oletta. But I always love talking to you, Delano. Thank you for the call, buddy.
No doubt. Have a good night.
All right, you too, man. And I saw Sam. I said I'd take you. You're 732. I will take you. Anthony, I'm gonna take two more callers, and then I gotta get some sleep, man. 2 more callers. All right. Sam, what's going on, my man? What's going on? Hello?
I'm telling you right now, if this draft doesn't pan out, Gettleman's out of here like McAdoo was.
It depends what they do in the draft. If they draft Dwayne Haskins, I don't think you could expect this team to be a playoff team. I don't think you could expect this team to be a playoff team. I don't think Gettleman's going to get fired next year because how could you expect this team to be a playoff team next year? How could you expect them to be a playoff team with? I disagree. In 2 years, yes, he could be out in 2 years. I don't think after next year.
I didn't think I was going to be saying this, but at this moment, I kind of miss Jerry Reese a little bit.
What is that?
I never thought I'd say this, but I kind of miss Jerry Reese a little bit right now.
You miss Jerry Reese?
Just a little.
Tell me why.
I mean, Odell was my favorite player. I have like 4 of his jerseys. I spent a good amount of money on a few signed ones too, and.
No, I get it. I get it. A lot of people have a attachment to Odell Beckham. He's the most polarizing player on the Giants now for the last 3 or 4 years. And I completely get why some Giants fans are going to be devastated from this. I liked Beckham. I didn't love him. I recognized how good of a player he was. And I'm not happy we traded him. I'm just trying to look at it optimistically that I think good can come from it. Because that's all you can do at this point. You have to hope that they could make something good out of it.
But I was thinking on the bright side. I mean, there's no going back. I read something. Apparently, we have till 4 p.m. tomorrow to go back on this deal.
They're not going back on the deal.
But with pick 6, I think we're probably going to go Devon White, and then 17. I think Cleveland Ferrell's going to drop.
Mitch says I'm such an old white male. Now he's going to bring in race because I'm not a fan of Odell Beckham. That has nothing to do with it. There's nothing to do with it at all, but you could think that if you want. Okay, go ahead. No, I'm of the belief that you need to run the football. I've always felt that way, especially with New York Giants football. And a lot of fans feel that way, whether they're white or black. But go ahead.
I honestly think if we play our cards right, our defense could be really good by next year. I'm telling you. We already have our safeties down. We have Sam Beal coming back, which was a late first rounder last year, early second if he came out in the draft. We still got Janoris. We still got Alec Ogletree. We got Lorenzo Carter. We have the young pieces. If we could put Dalvin Tomlinson, B.J. Hill, and Cleveland Ferrell on the same line with Alec Ogletree, Devon White, Lorenzo Carter, and then I guess whoever they're going to plug in at the other outside linebacker. I think we're going to have a pretty solid defense.
I still think at best we'll have a slightly below average defense because our defense is so bad right now, and you can't expect rookies to be game changers right out of the gate. But I think they could have a really good defense in 2 years. I think, I do think Lorenzo Carter is going to take a step forward this year. I think B.J. Hill will take a step forward, and I think they will address defense in this year's draft in the first round with those two, definitely with one of the picks, if not both. So I think it will be better than we think. And I think next year with all the cap space, they have potential to have a really good defense by bringing in some impact players in free agency next year.
And what was I going to say? Yeah, the Packers, bro. They beat us out on every single player we were going for. Every player the Packers overpaid and just beat us out.
The Packers, every player I want, they got. They got the pass rusher and the safety that I wanted. And
both pass rushers.
Yeah, both. Yeah. And, the difference was they had the money and we didn't.
So how much money do you think we'll have next year?
Okay, well, let's just do the math right now. Usually the cap goes up, I think, between like $8 and $10 million, so let's throw that on there right there. Eli's 23 coming off. Now the Beckham salary is pretty much off. I think that was 21, so that's 44 plus 10 is 54. Janoris Jenkins is going to be about 11 because they're going to have to take about a $3 million dead cap hit, so that's 55.
When we save $1 million getting rid of OV.
Yes, OV. Yeah, the difference between OV and the Zeitler is about $7 million, so you're at 62 there. Plus Red Ellison, I think, comes off. That's another 7, or 6 or 7. They're going to have a lot of money. They're going to have $75-80 million next year.
Now, do you expect today, or technically today, since it's already midnight, do you expect us to go and get Darrell Williams? We've been really quiet in free agency. I think we have to.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Dire Giants fan. Do I think? Say that one more time. I'm sorry, I got distracted there. Oh, Darrell Williams. I don't know if they have the money. How much money they got now? Maybe 15, 13, 14. Maybe they have just enough to bring in Darrell Williams. I mean, that would take away the pressure of drafting an offensive lineman in this year's draft. You would pretty much not have to worry about the offensive line going forward for the next 3 or 4 years because you have Zeitler, you have Williams. They're both still relatively young. Zeitler's 29. Williams, I think, is 26, 27. Solder's about 30. And then you got Hernandez. Yeah, they would just need a center. I don't know if Jalapio's the answer going forward. But, yeah, I wouldn't be upset if they bring in Darrell Williams. At first, I didn't want it, but now they've gotten a safety through this trade. There's not a big pass rusher left on the market, so Darrell Williams might be where they go here.
Now, last thing, what was it? Do you think? Wait. Yeah. Can you see us taking a receiver this year early, like with a second round pick or one of our firsts?
Yeah, I don't know if I want them to, but they definitely could. If Metcalf falls to 17, I could see him taking him there. Hollywood Brown at 17 could make sense. A receiver I really like from Ohio State is Paris Campbell, possibly in the second round. They could take him now. Yeah, they have some options there if they want. They could take a receiver.
And I know next year there's a lot better quarterbacks, but I kind of feel I think we should take Haskins this year because I don't want to throw my rookie quarterback right in. I don't want him to start his first year. And I like what the Chiefs did with Mahomes, and I think that Eli could teach Haskins how to be a good quarterback, and next year we can have something.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm going to let you go because it's getting late. I probably got to take 1 or 2 more calls, but I just want to say thank you for the call, buddy.
All
right, man. Thank you so much for the call. Christian Orr, I will take your call if you call in quick. I'm only taking... Got to take this guy. He's been calling all night. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, my God.
Who's this?
I got on.
Sperm Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, buddy? Sorry, man. It just, when the lines are that busy, I can't, because once I'd say, okay, for one guy, then it's like everybody wants it, so it's hard to do that, but
yeah.
What's going on, man?
Well, first, before I get into the Eagles, we'll talk about the Giants. So, when do you think Eli Manning's going to be out? Do you think he's going to be out soon, like before the season starts or after?
I don't know at this point. I hope it's before. Because there's no point in him coming back at this point. I mean, what does he have to prove? He's won his 2 Super Bowls. He's not going to do anything this year. Even if he plays well, they're not going to win. They're not going to win many football games. So, I hope I think he's going to play this year, but I hope not. I hope he retires. I hope they don't cut him. I just hope he retires.
Well, if he were to be retired, who would be your quarterback for this year?
Jets just got Le'Veon Bell. Wow. There you go. Everybody's saying it in the chat. No, that's why I think they could draft Haskins. They could draft Haskins.
All right.
That could be the option. It won't be Loletta. That's for sure.
Did Bell actually go to the Jets?
What is that?
Did Bell actually go to the Jets?
Like 12 people just said it in the chat, and people are still saying it. So, yeah, I think they got him.
I was just about to talk about Bell and the Eagles.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell's a Jet.
All right. Well, so what do you think about the Eagles trading for Deshaun Jackson?
I think it was a good trade. You guys have been talking about that now for weeks. I don't know if he's going to make as big of an impact as some Eagles fans are making it out to be, because how old is D-Jax now? What is he, like 33, 34?
I think so.
Yeah, he's a nice piece. You guys needed an explosive receiver like that. He's a nice compliment to what you have with Ertz and Jeffrey. He could take the top off of defense. It's a nice pickup. I don't think it's a guy that's going to be a world of difference, but it's a nice pickup for you guys. Definitely a nice pickup. Yeah. I mean, what's going to win you guys games is going to be if Wentz can stay healthy and your trenches. I mean, you guys, the year you won the Super Bowl, you guys were great in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. And part of that was the running game. We had guys like LeGarrette Blount. The guy was healthy.
Yeah, and I think you guys could certainly draft Josh Jacobs, too, in the first round this year. I think he's on your radar for sure. I know the Eagles don't generally draft a running back early, but this may be a year where it makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking trading for Jordan Howard, because the Bears, it seems as if now they're trying to get rid of him. They want to stick with Tariq Cohen, and I'm thinking that maybe the Eagles could settle for like a 4th and a 5th, and maybe you could be able to get him.
It's possible. Yeah, I wouldn't think it would cost much more than a 3rd or a 4th for Jordan Howard. That might make sense, too. I personally, if I was an Eagles fan, I'd rather draft a running back. I'd rather keep the pick. I'd rather draft a running back.
I want Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, but Howard's a good running back. He would help your team for sure. But that's what you guys need. Really, that's your biggest weakness right now. Now, you guys did lose some pieces, too, right? You lost some big-time players, right? You lost Hicks. You lost your D tackle, right? So your cornerback you're going to lose, too. So you guys have lost a lot of pieces here.
We also signed Malik Jackson, the D tackle from Jacksonville.
Right. Who's a nice player. We'll see, man. The Eagles are tough to predict for. It's going to come down to Wentz's health. I think the Cowboys are the favorite right now in the division, but the Eagles certainly are second right now. And I wouldn't count out the Redskins. I think the Redskins had a pretty good team last year before Smith went down. Now, I'm not saying that the favorites are even close, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Redskins compete this year in the division.
Yeah.
But anything else, buddy?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, man. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not that sorry because you're the Eagles, but for you, I like you. I'm sorry that the Jets got Bell. I know you wanted him.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much for the call, bud.
All right.
All right. Yes, congratulations. I think this is Chris Sonor.
Of course it is. You can just go ahead and kill me now because the Jets just got freaking Bell. I can't believe this. It's probably going to be $100 million. I'm gonna.
Well, no, they're already saying the contract in the chat. 4 years, 52.5. So that works out to be $13 million a year. It's actually a pretty good contract for the Jets. A lot of people were thinking he was going to make over 15. So
I'm just gonna. All right, yeah, you can go ahead.
I think with that contract, Jets fans should be pretty happy. You got him for under 5 years, and you got him for under $15 million a year. I think the Jets fans should be happy right now with that pickup. I think that's a good pickup for the Jets for that contract.
Yeah, keep on going.
No, that's it, man. I just want to say I'm happy for Jet fans.
Yeah, I'm happy for Jet fans, but we were talking about this earlier in the chat, stuff like that. where did they get all this money? Are they like? Do the league give it to them? What? I don't get it.
Call Jet Central. I just lost him. I'm sorry, man. You dropped out. I didn't hang up on you. You dropped out. Sorry, buddy. You know what? I'll try to call you back real quick if I can. Oh, I can't. It doesn't let me call you back. Doesn't let me call you back. Sorry, Chris. Raiders versus Jets in playoffs. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Hello?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Bobby, need you to do me one favor. Need you to turn down that volume.
Yeah, I know I did. I'm sorry.
Okay, what's up, Bobby? How you doing, buddy?
What are the Giants doing?
They traded Odell Beckham. That's what they did.
Why did they do that for? You said that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't judge the trade yet. I can't. If we're being fair, we can't judge.
Yeah, what did we get for him then? Did we get anything?
We got the 17th overall pick in this year's draft, the first round pick of the Browns. We got a third round pick of the Browns this year, and we got a safety who was a first round pick 2 years ago from the Browns. Is
that safety good?
He was the 17th best ranked safety in all of football last year per PFF.
Well, what's his name? I didn't know.
Jabril Peppers.
Oh yeah, Peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player. I see him on TV.
Yeah, he's a good, and he's young. He's 24 next year, so they're gonna have.
The Jets are gonna.
Go ahead.
I think the Jets are gonna beat up on the Patriots this year. Jets are not gonna be a walking mattress anymore.
I don't know if they're gonna beat up on the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots are still good, but they're gonna compete. The Jets.
Look what they just picked up. They got Bell. They got the receiver from Washington.
Yeah, no, they had some nice additions, but to say they're already better than the Patriots is a little crazy, in my opinion. I like the Jets.
I don't know about that because the Patriots are going head and down really bad.
I mean, the Patriots. People say that about every year. They just won the Super Bowl. I don't know how you. I love Le'Veon Bell. I love the receiver.
Yeah.
You know, I love the additions they've made. C.J. Mosley was a great pickup, even though I think.
That's the different one.
They overpaid for Mosley, but Mosley's going to be a big impact player for them. The Mosley contract, I'm going to be honest with Jet fans. The Mosley contract, I think, is a bad contract. The Bell contract, I think you guys got to steal. I think they got a good deal with the Bell contract. I think the Mosley contract, you guys overpaid. $17 million for a middle linebacker for 5 years. I think the Jets are going to regret that 3 years into that contract. But the Bell contract, I think, is a very good one. And
go
ahead.
In your opinion, do you think that Eli Manning should, consider his contract, renew it?
What about Eli Manning?
He should do like what Tom Brady does. He takes less money. I think he should.
I think he should retire at this point. There's no point in him coming back.
Well, I really want Teddy Bridgewater, but it won't work, right? You think?
Teddy Bridgewater already resigned. He resigned with the Saints today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he went back as a backup. Yeah. Eli Manning, I think, should retire. He's not going to, but I think he should. They have nothing to compete for this year. Why is he coming back? So he can get killed?
Yeah, I know. So you think we're going to get the guy you like, Haskins? You think so?
I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do. I think Haskins is certainly an option.
You look very angry today. You look very upset.
I mean, I'm just a little tired. I mean, I've been doing the show now for about 2.5 hours. I was busy. I was busy all day, pumping out videos all day. So I took a little break to go to a movie. I come out, I find out they trade Odell Beckham.
Oh, you went to a movie today?
Yeah, I went to see Captain Marvel.
Was that good?
It was good. It was no, actually, to be honest with you, it wasn't that good. It's probably one of the worst Marvel movies I've seen in quite some time. It was okay.
Oh yeah, the last time that Superman movie was awful.
Yeah.
Did you see that last Superman? Oh god, that was pitiful.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I like the original Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, so you still at your mother's house?
Yeah, I went home for a couple of days. I'm going back to the apartment tomorrow night, and then I go back.
Oh, I see.
I had to use some vacation time, so I figured I'd go home and spend some time with Mom.
Yeah, that's nice to meet your mother, see your mother.
Yeah, and then I'm going back to the apartment tomorrow night. But
all right, so you doing something tomorrow on the thing? You
I'm
talked
gonna have the show with Bad Dog tomorrow. Our
okay.
Giant show, yeah.
Okay, I'll be there tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah. I'm sorry I called late. I was taking a nap. I only woke up at 11 o'clock, and I said, "Oh shit, I'm missing Chris's show." Oh boy. Oh.
All right, Bobby. All right, Bobby. Thank you so much for the call.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye now.
All right, brother. Wow, what a free agency we are witnessing. Insane. Yeah, Detonator. All right, I think this is going to be the last call. Detonator, yeah, congratulations, by the way. Thank you for the super chat and congratulations. I know you wanted Le'Veon Bell really bad, so congrats. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Christopher, how are you, sir?
The original, the OJ. All right, I'm going to make it politically correct. Mark Israel, what's going on, buddy? Great caller. You must be happy. You're a Jet fan.
Yeah, but just real quick before I get into that, could you from now on, I want to be known as O Jizzle.
Oh, Jizzle, you got it, man. Anything for you. Anything for you.
Okay. But, yeah, I was just watching your buddy, Copizzle, and that guy is going to give himself a brain hemorrhage. Is
he upset? I mean, I'm assuming he's. I think I'm the calmest out of any giant YouTuber. I think I'm trying to take the positive approach. I mean, well, I know Spencer Rover Sports is happy about the deal. Like he thinks it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm kind of like I like the direction, but I don't think they got enough. So I'm kind of.
You know what? As a Jet fan, I'm looking from the outside in on the Giants. I mean, look, you have another first-round pick, you got a third-round pick, and you got this kid Peppers, who, I don't know, some people are high on him, some people aren't. I think he's a hell of a safety.
Right.
Do you think he's as good, better, or worse than Collins?
Now, to be fair, I don't get to watch this guy that often, if at all. I remember when he was coming out into the pros, a lot of people liked him. And all I could do is look at his numbers. Last year, his PFF grade, he was ranked the 17th best overall safety in football, which is pretty good considering there's 64 starting safeties. So, he's an above average safety on a cheap contract. He's only going to be 24 years old.
Where was Collins ranked?
Oh God, to be honest with you, I don't know off the top of my head, but I know Collins was ranked. Now this isn't saying much, but because the Giants defense was awful, but I think he had the second highest grade of anyone on the Giants defense last year. That much I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I guess how I know you and your buddies were talking about doing the Jet Giant game this coming season, right?
Oh yeah, we're still doing it.
How awesome is that going to be having Barkley and Bell on the same field?
Oh, my God. Well, yeah, that'll be fun to watch. Arguably the two best running backs in football. I mean, Gurley you got to put up there, but two of the top backs in football going at it. Yeah, that should be a fun matchup.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Jet fans obviously are going to go into this season with much more optimistic thoughts than the Giant fans. We think we know what we are going in. We're probably not a team that's going to win more than 5 or 6 games with this Odell Beckham trade, but we'll see.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, and I know we've talked about this on a few occasions. I mean, yeah, it's great that Bell's on the team, and the contract actually is not as crazy as I thought it would be. But still, I mean, the Jets added, what's his name, Asamili, or whatever, however you pronounce his name. But if that's all we lost out on a center, on the 2 top centers.
You guys fell asleep on that.
Oh, fell asleep. We never woke up.
I don't know how you guys let that guy go for $9 million a year when you guys were the clear-cut favorites. Everybody was saying that he was going to the Jets, and everybody thought he was going to get $12 or $13 million a year. I don't know how you let him go to Carolina. I mean, I know why. They were fixated on Bell, and thankfully they got Bell, but you guys should have had both.
Well, what's scaring the hell out of me, well, not that it makes that big of a deal, but they did re-sign their backup center, but that's what he is at best. He's a backup. So what are we going to do? That's my question. If I could call McCagnon, what the hell is he going to do about a center? Is he going to maybe trade for one? I don't know. Is he going to maybe draft one? But if he drafts one, that's not going to be till at least the third round,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and then you still have the other pieces on the offensive line, which are no bargain. And I'm scared shitless that they're going to re-sign some of their old baggage that are free agents. You know, and I think, and so the bottom line is they haven't improved at all on the offensive line.
No, the offensive line, they didn't, and that's why somebody called it earlier, or maybe somebody said in the chat that maybe Bobby said it, that he thought I forget, somebody said it, that he thought the Jets were going to overtake the Patriots next year. There's no way.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way. But the Jets definitely going to be better. C.J. Mosley's a really nice player. You guys definitely overpaid. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that contract is crazy, but I mean, a lot of times that's what you have to do in free agency. So
just one last thing before you let me go. This whole Anthony Barr fiasco. Now, how many? I mean, I was trying to count on like one hand this morning. How many big time players is that now over the last 5 or 6 years that have used the Jets to get what they want? It seems as though this happens to the Jets every year.
Yeah. Well, it happened with Dominican Sue, right? You were supposed to get him.
Well, it happened with Sue. It happened with Cousins.
Yes, and I as a Jets fan, I'd be happy you didn't get Cousins. I think that worked out for you.
It also happened a few years back with Dante Hightower.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so I mean, this is like everybody. But look, today I can't. I mean, yeah, you can complain. You can't. We lost Barr. Hey, if we would have had Barr, that would have been like the best linebacking core in the league, I think. If we would have landed
you would have been right there. The Cowboys have a good one too there with Van Der Esch and Sean Lee when he's on the field. But
yeah,
you would have been right there with almost any team with that duo. Yeah, Anthony Barr, that would have been really nice if you got him.
Yeah, well,
but
what can you
but
do?
You
win
happy.
some, you lose some.
Yeah, you got to be happy.
Yeah.
You brought in Le'Veon Bell. You brought in Jamison Crowder, who's one of the better 5 or 6 top slot receivers in the league.
Hey, wait a minute, Chris. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, a couple hours from now, Le'Veon Bell could reportedly go to the Raiders. You know?
Good point. Good point. It's not official till tomorrow. Good point. Good point.
Right, exactly.
And if I'm a Jets fan, I'd be real. I didn't think you'd get him going into free agency. I didn't think any way you'd be able to sign him for that good of a contract. You guys got him on a good contract.
Yeah, no, the contract is very, very surprising. They should be real happy with that. But
yeah, I think it makes up for the Mosley contract.
Yeah. The Mosley definitely overpaid, but
yeah,
they have the money, so
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're not paying. I would just worry about it from a cap standpoint. By the end of that contract, the last 2 years of that Mosley contract, you might regret it. But right now, you're trying to help out Darnold as much as you can, and you got him a lot of weapons. You got him a really good slot receiver. You got him. Somebody in the chat said Le'Veon Bell is better than Saquon Barkley. I think you need to pump the brakes. But I love Le'Veon Bell. He played behind an elite offensive line, but he's great. Le'Veon Bell, to me, is one of the most unique running backs in football. I love watching him play, and I think he is going to help your team a lot. And he's probably your best receiver. I mean, he's a great wide receiver.
Yeah. No, he should be. Look, he would be a great addition on any team. But before I hang up, Giant fans, don't be so crazy about the trade. I think you made out pretty good with what you got back. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be more about what they. It's not even. I mean, obviously it's about what they got back, but it's even more so about the direction that they're going to take this team now. I think they're going to build it around what Gettleman wants to build the team around, which is an offensive line and a pass rush, and that's where they're going to start to mold this team. And Saquon Barkley is going to be the leader of this team. OBJ is no longer the guy here. It's Barkley's ship to steer the rest of the way.
Well, I think they're going to be a good thing. All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Always appreciate when you call him Mark. You know that, buddy.
Take care, kid.
All right, have a good one. Nick, I'll take I can't get because a lot of people are going to call in, so I can't guarantee I'll get you, but I'll take. I gotta go to bed soon. It's 12:40. Best running back in New York. I mean, take your pick. I'm still taking Barkley. I think what Barkley did with that. I just lost somebody. Somebody just. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Tanner? How you doing, bud?
What's going on? What's going on? Is this Nick?
Yeah, this is Nick.
What's going on, Nick? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm good, man. You?
I'm all right. I'm trying to take this as optimistically as I can. I think good things can come from it. I think it's gonna be a tough year for the Giants, but I think it was gonna be a tough year with or without Odell.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I wanted to get in and get a hold of you, just kind of from my perspective, you know, being a Cleveland fan.
Yeah. Well,
Wanted to
yeah,
talk-
absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the move a little bit. Just want to say, like, I'm a little psyched for Odell.
Oh, you should
Nice
be.
player.
Yeah.
He's got talent. I think we're gonna have something real special with Baker, Chubb, Hunt, Odell, Landry, Callaway, Njoku running those.
Oh my God, I'm getting nightmares just thinking about guarding that offense. And the other thing
and
I'll
RPOs.
say, yeah, and the other thing I'll say is I think Odell just fits better with that team. I think him and Baker will mesh. I think Odell, he always said it. Like, he even said it. Like, he was like, he didn't say that he dislikes Eli, but he was like, I kind of want guys to hang out with. Everybody's like, Eli was his older figure. I think him and Baker are going to mesh well. I think, obviously, him and Jarvis Landry are best friends. So, I think Beckham is going to be happy there. I think he'll perform well there. And I'm not going to wish Beckham any ill will. I hope he does well for you guys. I hope. I'm a Cleveland fan. Obviously, I'm a Giants fan, but I like Baker Mayfield. I liked it before he got into the pros. I've been rooting for Baker Mayfield, so I'm not going to root against Odell Beckham. I hope that you guys do well this year. I'm not going to root against you guys.
Yeah. And I think you guys made out pretty good in the trade. Like, I mean, I kind of I was, like, a little hesitant, and I'm kind of still, like, bummed out about losing Peppers. You guys are going to really like that dude, I'm telling you. But I would have tried to, like, maybe even give you a higher pick than the third, like a second, and I would have threw in, like, Derek Kindred instead of Peppers, because I like Peppers.
Yeah, I now again, I don't get to watch that kid every day. You do. But I like Peppers coming out of college, and he's still on a rookie contract. He was graded as the 17th best safety in football last year, so he's definitely an above-average safety on a cheap deal. And we get a first-round pick, 17th overall. You can get a nice player there, whether it be a pass rusher, offensive lineman, and a third-round pick. And then the other thing that down the line is this creates a lot of cap space. So we would have been paying Beckham $21 million a year. That comes off the books after this year. So that's the other. To me, that could potentially be the biggest positive. You could use that $21 million to fix a lot of holes.
Yeah. I mean, only one drawback, though, is, like, the dead money that you guys lost.
For this year, yeah, $16 million is a lot, and I think there's dead money next year too. I don't know all the specifics, but the signing bonus, right? But yeah, that's the big drawback, and that's why I think we got what we got. I think we probably could have gotten maybe a little more, but not much. Well, you gave us a lot. I mean, Jabril Peppers is essentially a late first-round pick. That's the way I look at it. He was the 25th pick overall, and he's still only 24 years old. So I look at it like we're getting the 17th overall pick, a late first-round pick, and a third-round pick, plus cap space. That's what I'm looking what we got in this trade.
Yeah.
You know? But, I think he's going to perform well for you guys. If I was a Browns fan, I'd be pumped up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped. I mean, I know for a fact, like, Baker is no nonsense. If Odell ever gets a little out of line, like, I know Baker will shut him down real quick. And you got Landry there to kind of be like his buddy and like be like, dude, chill with that. If something ever comes up in the locker room, wouldn't be like a Big Ben versus AB deal. It'd be kind of those guys trying to get on the same page and just win. But I really I want to let you know you're gonna really like Peppers, man. Like in comparison to Collins, man, he's a way better coverage safety. He can lay the wood and thump people over the middle just as good, and he's a beast in the return game. So I think you guys kind of did get a little steal off of us, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and thank you, Dire Giants fan, for the super chat. If you didn't get the mouth, but I like I don't. I'm not gonna say we lost this trade. I gotta wait 3 or 4 years before I judge it. That's all I could say. I mean, I hope that they pick the right guys with these picks, and I hope they bring in the right guys with the cap space that this created down the line. And I do like I have liked the direction this team has been headed in since they got Gettleman. I agree with his philosophy of the way that he wants to build a team, which is in the trenches, and that's how you win in the NFL, and hopefully they continue to do that, and that's all we can hope for as Giants fans. It always hurts when you lose a guy like an Odell Beckham. I mean, that's like trading away Kristaps Porzingis, and as a Knicks fan, I was devastated when they did that. So, but football to me is not. It's much more of a team game than an individual sport. So losing a superstar in football, you can overcome much easier. Especially from the wide receiver position, more so than basketball.
No, definitely.
But I got to look at it as a positive standpoint. That's what I always try to do in life, and that's what I try to do with my sports teams.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But another thing I want to ask you, just your take on something. Now that you guys got that 17 pick, what are you thinking? What do you want your guys to do in the draft? Like, I'm thinking, like, you guys are either going to go Haskins at 6, and then, like, Devin Bush or somebody to strengthen up that defense at 17, because that's who, if I was the Browns, I would have picked at 17. And I'm kind of bummed that we gave up that pick. But it's all good.
Yeah.
And then I would go Campbell in the second.
I like Devin Bush. If they go quarterback there, 6th overall. Depends who's there. If Montez Sweat is there, I'd probably take Sweat, but I don't think he will be. But Bush would be on my radar at 17. He'd definitely be in consideration. He had a great combine, very athletic middle linebacker. Probably not quite as good as Devon White, but you're getting him 11 picks later than where you could take a Devon White. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I really don't know what they're going to do in this year's draft. I'm lost right now. Part of me thinks Haskins. Part of me thinks that they're going to go defense with the first 2 picks.
You think so?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. And they could trade down and get more picks. I could see them doing that too. I could see them going to the Dolphins if they really want a quarterback, for instance, and being like, oh, you want Haskins? Jump up to 6. We want your 13th. We want your 2nd round pick, or we want your 13th and a future first, and just continue to accumulate draft picks to build the youth movement. So I could see them going in a lot of directions in this year's draft.
Yeah. What do you think about, like, maybe getting, like, if you didn't go defense and you guys went like Haskins and Metcalf as opposed to Haskins, a defender, and then like Campbell or somebody in the second?
Oh, man. Yeah. Wait, you're saying what do I feel if they go Haskins, defender, and then Campbell?
I'm saying how would you feel if they went no defender, Haskins and DK, instead of Haskins, a defender, and then Campbell?
No. I definitely want at least one defensive player with these first 2 picks.
Okay.
Yeah, the defense is so bad. It's so bad. They need to draft at least one defensive player with those first 2 picks. Because you could find a wide receiver later in the draft. You could even take a wide receiver in the 2nd round. You could take Paris Campbell, N'Keal Harry. You could find receivers later in the draft. They need to address the defense.
I got you.
That's just my opinion. Maybe the Giants feel differently.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to say thank you so much for the call, man. I'm getting ready to wrap the show up, but you're a great subscriber of mine. I always appreciate when you tune into my videos, tune into my live streams, call in. And congratulations, man. I hope Odell does good for you guys. I'm not gonna wish you guys any ill will.
Yeah, man, I hope so too, and I hope Peppers and you guys do something good with those picks, man. I kind of see. I think it's going to be a pretty fair shake deal at the end of it, a couple of years down the road.
Yeah.
But, thanks for taking my call, man. And I know you're trying to get some sleep. I'll let you go.
Yeah, Nick, I really appreciate the call, buddy. And good luck this season. I'm looking forward to talking to you down the line.
All right, buddy. Take care, my man.
All right, brother. Del Welly, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Adele and a cornerback or D, and they could go corner. They could go pass rusher with that pick. I'm going to take one more caller, and then I'm going to call it a night. I'll take one more caller. Oh, God. I just picked a random one. There were 4 numbers up there, and this is the last call, and then I got to go to bed. But I will have another call-in show tomorrow before I go live with Bad Dog. I'm off tomorrow, so I'll probably have a daytime call-in show, probably midday around 2 o'clock. So anybody that wants to tune in for that, we'll talk a little bit more for an hour or 2. I will do that again. But what's going on? You're on live.
Hey, what's up, Entertainer? It's BK Sports Talk.
What's going on, man? How you doing, buddy?
Good. What about you?
Menza. I'm trying to stay optimistic.
Oh, well, for me as an Eagles fan, it's been a pretty good day.
Yeah.
Beckham, yeah, I mean, I didn't like Beckham what he did off the field, and then I definitely didn't like what he was doing on the field. So for me, it's great. And I don't really think you got, for me, what was wrong with the Beckham trade from a Giants standpoint is, like, I don't think they got enough, you don't think they got enough either, do you?
No, I don't. I think they could have got more. I think they should have at least gotten a second instead of a third. But I'll say this: they've been shopping him around for weeks. So this was something that they must have felt this was the best deal they could have gotten. And I go back to what I said earlier. I think they drafted Beckham knowing they were going to trade him. They just didn't want to let him go for nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
I signed him rather to that extension, and I'm glad that they got rid of the contract, but I'm not glad with what they got back.
Yeah, I'm just baffled at, like, the timing of the trade. Why make it now when no money's getting freed up this year? Why not let him play this year? Maybe he has a big year, then his trade value can go even further up.
The only reason why I would say, the only thing I could come up with is this. You see, Beckham first off has been injured the last couple of years. He's shown some injury problems, which could scare some teams off. But the other thing is, we've seen Beckham get more and more upset, over the course of his career as a New York Giant. And if Eli's coming back as quarterback and they have another subpar year, it's only going to get worse. He's only going to get more upset, and the Giants probably feared that they could fall into an Antonio Brown situation like the Steelers did, where he was so unhappy that he was just like, I need out, and they probably felt Beckham could have done something similar, and then they wouldn't have gotten anything. So that might have been their mindset. Let's get rid of this guy now while we could still get something for him. I'm not saying that it was the right thing to do. I'm just trying to put myself in the head of a Dave Gettleman. That's what they might have thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So I want to talk about something else. With, like, everyone seems to be thinking like Metcalf's going to be like the next, like, best player ever in the league, and, like, I just think whoever picks him up is going to get him too early, and then they're going to end up regretting it.
Yeah, Metcalf to me scares me. He was a combine superstar. That doesn't always translate to being a great pro. Everything I read about the guy, he struggles in route running, but he's a physical specimen. Now, he could be unbelievable, but he could also be a bust. He's not. He's far from a slam dunk. Let's put it that way. Which is why he was being mocked as a late first-round wide receiver before the combine. So he could go either way. We've seen wide receivers do really well at the combine that flourish in the pros, and we've seen them that don't. Darius Hayward-Bay is a perfect example of a guy that shot up because of his combine, and then he did nothing in the pros.
Yeah, and one more thing when you were talking with Sperm Cell earlier about the Eagles, and you said they were the number 2 to the Cowboys in the division. Yes. I'm having a hard time understanding why. Just explain further.
I just think the Cowboys are a better football team. Right now, I think they're a better football team. You guys lost a lot of pieces. I don't trust Wentz to stay healthy for a full season. And I hate both you guys, so I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I think the Cowboys are going to have a better offensive line this year. They were banged up a little bit this year. Frederick was hurt. I think the Cowboys' offensive line will be better. And I think Amari Cooper, they were a much better team the second half of the year. Now they're going to have him for a full season. I just think the Cowboys are a better football team. That's not saying you guys can't win the division. You certainly can.
You said we lost a lot of people. We were only gonna really lose. We lost Hicks, and then we lost Bennett, and we might lose Darby. I don't know if we should lose Darby. Darby sucks, and we have better people on the team than him anyway. So I would rather lose him.
Yeah, you're gonna lose Darby. From everything I've read, he's gonna get overpaid. Yeah, I mean, you lost a few pieces. It comes down to Wentz. Wentz has to stay healthy, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd put the Cowboys as the favorite right now. It's not like an overwhelming favorite. You guys could certainly win the division.
Yeah, what do you call it? That's basically, for me, it's if Wentz can stay healthy. And last year, he was healthy a lot of the year, but he wasn't actually healthy. He was playing, but he didn't look right. He was missing a lot of throws.
You know what, Douglas? I'm going to give Douglas a wrench because I don't want him getting kicked out again. I actually love Douglas. He's one of my favorite people from Rover's channel. I always love when he calls into Rover. So, Douglas, you'll never get kicked out of the stream again. I don't know who did it. I apologize. But there, you got yourself a wrench, Douglas. Yeah, man, anything else, man, before we call it a night?
No, that's it. Great show as usual.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the call. I always appreciate when you call in, even though you're a Eagles fan. But you're a good guy, man. And I hope you get back at it with your channel.
Yeah. Eventually, when school's coming to an end soon, and then I need to have a computer fix, and then it'll be back.
All right, buddy. You have a good one, man. You have a good one.
All right, you too. See ya.
All right, brother. And Authentic, I appreciate you checking in, buddy. Yeah, Authentic, really good subscriber of mine, too. He used to tune into all the Giants live streams. And, yeah, Kyle, I'll give you one as well. But, guys, I am going to call it a night. It's late. I got to get some sleep. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in, who was here the whole time. I'm hoping my video uploads. I couldn't get it to upload before I went live. I was going to upload the video before I went live. And I was like, let me just go live. I really appreciate that, Dire Giants fan. I hope some Giants fans were able to get their thoughts off their chest. And I will be live tomorrow. I appreciate that, Bobby. I appreciate that, Douglas. Lucas Milk, I appreciate that. Brady Rays, I appreciate that. Terrence Taylor, I really appreciate that. And whether or not you agree with me, I'm always going to give you guys my opinion. And a lot of people probably think I'm crazy for thinking that something good could come from this, that are big Odell Beckham fans, but I try to look at it optimistically. I think that it could. I think that freed up $20 million could go a long way. Kyle, apparently everyone is having a problem with uploading. So, is that what it is, Kyle? Okay, so it's not just me then. Okay. Nelson, thank you very much. You have a good night. Cushmaster, go Spurs, go. Have a good night, man. Kyrie 420, have a good night, man. Congratulations to your Jets, Kyrie. I think whoever's in here that's a Jets fan, congratulations. You guys went out. You got yourselves Le'Veon Bell. You should be excited about that. Did you hear about? Yes, I did, Jonathan. Le'Veon Bell just signed with the Jets, 4 years, $52 million, I think it was, something like that. So good deal for them. It happened to Bear Dog and Jets Central. Okay, Kyle. So neither one of them was able to upload as well. All right. So I thought it might have been something with my account. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you guys so much. Goat, I appreciate that. Lamel Sinclair, one of my best subs. I really appreciate you being here the whole time. You have a great night, my man. Brady says, should we sign? We might. I don't know yet. I'm not against that because we have about 10 million, 12 million. Detonator, bro, you got to get some. I'm going to get some sleep, man. I'm going to get some sleep. Sad Ravens fan. Yeah, I just always like to say goodbye to everybody because especially in calling shows, I don't get to talk to everybody. Jonathan, have a good night, buddy. Cushmaster. A bit in Big Blue we trust. Yes. Should we? Yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. Anybody else? Just type it in. I'll say good night to you guys. QC, man, you have a great night, buddy. Love QC. One of my best subscribers. Great for the whole sports YouTube community. Dark Demonic, have a great night, buddy. Love you, man. You tuned into all my videos these last couple of days. Tremendous subscriber, Dark Demonic. A Jet fan shows so much support. Yes, man, I'll talk to you tomorrow, Kyle Petrano, for sure. Brady, have a good night. Douglas, have a great night, man. Hope you enjoy the wrench. Hopefully you don't get kicked out again. Well, you won't now. You're great for the YouTube community as well. I'd love to talk to you one time, Doug. Please call in. You're a great call on Rover's channel. Marjorie, have a great night, Marjorie. I saw you. The only thing I didn't see you throughout the stream. You're a great subscriber of mine as well. Have a good night, Ace Man. Have a good night, Frosty Clips. You got it, Dark Demonic. Jake, have a good night, man. Congratulations. New York A-Old. Jake, man, Jake's great. We don't always agree, but he's a great football fan. Shows a lot of support to my channel. He's a Browns fan, so I'm sure he's happy tonight. That's right, Element Fire. Loyal to the death, man. Die-hard Giants fan, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Adrian Keiko, have a good night. Yeah, man, Douglas, man, absolutely. Absolutely. QC, sorry I didn't really make it. I'm working. Oh, you kidding me, QC? But it was a great show, man. It was a great show. Took a lot of great callers. Anytime you ever pop in, QC, I appreciate it, bro. Anytime you pop in, you're great for my channel. And by the way, anybody that's into rap music, please go and check out QC. He does a great job with the rap music. I'm not a big rap fan, but it's terrific. His music on his channels. Go check it out. Wrench equals Super Bowl victory. Yeah. Benny Breeze. Oh, there he is. Hold on, Benny. I got to give you a wrench. I love Benny. Hold on one second. There you go, Benny. There's your wrench. Have a good night, Juan. Thank you for tuning into the stream. I appreciate you, QC. Go over there and check QC out, man. He puts in a lot of hard work. He's going to have a lot more content up there going forward. I love what he's doing over there. Have a good night, Juan. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, Cushmaster. He's been telling me he's been smoking Kush all night. Yeah, you go, Kush. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I just want to say thank you guys for being here the whole night. You guys were great. Have a good night. It just means you're a moderator, Benny. So if somebody comes in and spams the chat, you can kick them out. Have a good night, guys. Mark D, man, have a good night, buddy. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Mike Nixon, have a good night. Have a good night.